From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, bringing you a week of old-time radio detective podcasts from 2012. Because these podcasts are many years old, any offers or information included in the podcast may not be valid unless they're currently reflected on our Great Detectives of Old Time Radio website at greatdetectives.net. Here now is a week of old-time radio detective podcast. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13 at greatdetectives.net. Give us a call, 208-991-4783, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/radio detectives. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thank you so much for your support. And I specifically want to thank Megan. And we will be sending along access to our premium site, as we do with all donations of $7 or more. All right, well, let's get into today's adventure of Frank Race, the adventure of 3 on a Match.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Tom Collins. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. And when it was over, his former life was over, too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. Now we join Frank Race for the adventure of 3 on a Match.
A rainy night in Bordeaux. It was late, and the chill had become as insistent as the tone of a nagging woman. But I didn't care. I was only a few seconds from the bar debris, a hostel of good liquor and interesting patrons. Here I was to meet Mark Donovan, and I stopped just short of the door. Someone was running toward me. I caught the figures of 2 men.
Oh!
One of them had been hit. He lurched into my arms.
Let me go! Let me go!
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Here, let me help you.
Come on, we better get inside the bar, Race. Mark, come on, will you? Them people ain't kidding.
That's Charles Borden you're propping up. Borden is Frank Race.
Hello, Race.
Yeah, Bullet, how badly you hurt?
Oh, if I could just sit down.
Here, there's a table, Race, by the wall. Come on.
Well, that tears it.
What's the matter?
They followed us in here.
Oh, never mind. Just ease yourself into this chair.
Thanks.
Oh. Where are they?
You're other end of the bar, Race. 3 guys and a dame with a gun in her hand.
Remember Bergman and Intermezzo? If you were a man, you thought of her as being everything a woman should be. Well, here was another one. The same honey-colored look, same expression about the eyes. Kind of woman to turn a man wistful and introspective. And she stood at the end of a bar with a gun in her hand.
Some gal, all right?
Who is she?
I don't know.
Well, looks like we're going to find out. She's coming over here. What about that wound, Borden?
Well, there's some pain, but I think I'm going to be all right. Could I have a cigarette?
You're going to need a doctor. We'll get you to one as soon as you've had a rest. Here's a light.
I will take a light off that too.
3 on 1 match?
Are you superstitious?
Only that it may burn my fingers. Here you are.
Thank you. Would you mind if I sat down?
Obviously, you're an exponent of the fait accompli.
My name is Marie Vartel. It is my intention to take this man out of here.
But why? What do you have against me?
As if you did not know.
Why don't you put that pistol away? You know it could alarm people into calling the police.
I'm not afraid of the police.
I don't imagine you're afraid of anything. But strong-arm methods aren't going to get you anything here. Borden's been hurt. I'm going to see to it that he gets to a doctor without interference.
I have 3 men with me. Each of them is thoroughly capable of this sort of thing. I shall give you about 30 seconds to decide. But you should be sensible.
She meant every word she said. But I couldn't let her take Borden. The gun she'd laid on the table was the only weapon showing, and I sensed that this was the instant to make a play. I shifted my hands to the underside of the table and heaved. Borden, get out of here!
Race the girl! Watch it!
No!
Come on.
No.
That's better. It's about time you come out of it.
If I had my choice, I'd just as soon not.
You've got a nasty cloud on the sconce. How do you feel?
No. Like a dying duck in a thunderstorm. What happened to Borden?
Believe it or not, he got away. You started quite a Brannigan, you know?
Yo.
Seemed as though every guy in the joint took it as a personal signal to start slugging the guy next to him.
Where are we now?
In the back room of the joint. I give the gendarmes quite a pitch about being innocent sightseeing Americans, so they don't know all the sin. Want to get up?
Yeah, I think I'd better give you a pull.
Yeah. Head pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, I've had gayer, more carefree moments. I've got to get something straight, Marcus. So I'm going to try concentrating. Where did you locate Borden?
One of them hotels on the list. The guy is scared, Race. That's why I left the Metropole without no forwarding address.
But he was willing to come and see me.
When I told him who you was and that Acme Indemnity had sent you over, he got downright eager.
When will you jump at that girl and her boyfriends?
3 or 4 blocks from here. You know, I still don't get the reason for it. Do you?
I haven't the slightest idea, Mark. But I'm going to do my best to find out. George Seals, Paris representative of the Acme Indemnity Company, looked startled when I told him why I dropped in at his office.
Why, for Pete's sake, Rays, do you mean that you don't know the story behind this affair?
When Dan Carlson called me for the case, I'd been in New York just 2 hours after the flight from Trieste. He said I'd get the lowdown from Borden.
If Borden is coherent enough to give it to you. He was treasurer for the fund.
What fund?
European Children's Relief. Better than £500,000. You see, Borden had turned it over to a committee of 3 in London. The Countess d'Artois, Gilbert Evans, the diplomat, and Phil Gaynor, the American broker. Who was to know that Gaynor had just gone broke and would embezzle the money? He produced the signatures of d'Artois and Evans for the full amount, signed it himself, and that was that. It's particularly pathetic because of the crop failures throughout the country. The kids are going to be in desperate need of that relief fund.
Do you know of a woman by the name of Marie Vartel?
No, should I?
In one way, yes, but probably better off the way you are. I'm going to Bordeaux and look for her.
Marie Vartel, eh? So you would like to know who she is, monsieur? What?
She's very beautiful. Does it seem unreasonable that a man should seek information about her?
Marie Vartel. Monsieur, men used to pray by that name in this country.
Ah, then she must have been with the underground during the occupation.
In Bordeaux, monsieur, Marie Vartel was the underground.
Well, tell me, where can I find her?
If I tried to tell you that, I would be wasting your time. I do not know, monsieur.
It was the same way in other places. Many knew of Marie Vartel. None would say where she could be found. But finally, at the expense of $50 American, I got the lead I wanted.
Oh, it is you.
It occurred to me, Miss Vartel, that I didn't think to mention my name the other night.
Oh, your friend mentioned it during the fight. Mentioned it at the top of his voice. You're called Race.
You don't seem at all surprised to see me.
I gave up being surprised several years ago. Won't you come in?
Thank you. Marie Vartel. You must have been a pretty youthful member of the underground.
I was 17. You've been asking questions.
People talk because they seem fond of him.
What did you want, Race?
What made you shoot Charles Borden?
What made me... You're laughing at me.
I'm completely serious.
The next time I see him, Race, I intend to kill him.
But why? Tell me why.
Borden has been custodian of a fund subscribed by the people of your country for the children of Europe. He reported that it had been embezzled, the equivalent of $2 million of your dollars. $2 million intended for children. We fought for things like that during the war, Race. And I have information that Charles Borden has that money himself. In cash.
It all shaped up as pretty much of a puzzle. My job was to get back that money for the sake of Acme Indemnity and the kids of Western Europe. So I felt I was getting a definite break when Borden called me that afternoon.
I've tried several times to get in touch with you, Race.
I've been in Paris. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I've been under the care of a physician.
Borden, we haven't had a chance to talk, but I wish you'd tell me if you know anything concerning the whereabouts of that money.
Why, it's in London, Race. I sent it to my brother there.
You... But I thought the money had been stolen.
It was stolen, but I got it back.
Hey, look, Borden, I seem to be all mixed up about all this business. I'd better see you and talk to you.
Sooner the better, Race. I'd like to share my worries with you, and perhaps my safety.
He gave me the address of a hotel nearby, and I went there at once. I found him in a dressing gown, his left arm in a sling. Been smoking a lot of cigarettes.
I got something new to fret about now. I have a feeling that someone listened in on our phone conversation just now. It could be rough on my brother.
What about your brother?
Well, he's Dr. Jonathan Borden. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Yes, the literary authority.
Yeah, that's right. You see, he's in London doing a work on the life of Charles Dickens. I sent him the money simply because I had to get it off my hands.
Borden, would you mind briefing me on something? If the money was embezzled, how did you happen to have it?
Through a fluke. You see, I've been suspicious of Phil Gaynor. When he made his move, I was right behind him. I happened to catch up with him in a hotel room in Lyon. Or rather, I caught up with the bag containing the money.
Mm-hmm.
Gaynor had stepped out, so I just carried the bag away. Well, it's been like having a time bomb in your possession.
All right. What do you want me to do?
Race, 6 attempts on my life have been made in the past 4 days. I realize now that I may have placed Jonathan in the same position. He isn't well. He was with the Marines in the South Pacific, and he suffered wounds that left his heart in pretty bad shape. I wish you'd go to London and take over. I'm worried about Jonathan.
In London, I found Dr. Jonathan Borden in the midst of a puzzled mood and an upset flat. He stared at me when I mentioned the money.
£500,000. Then that explains this very cryptic note I received from Charles. Here, listen to what he wrote. I'm sending you the money in charge of Doty. For heaven's sake, take good care of it. What would he mean by that? I haven't received any money, and why would he do a thing like that? Why didn't he just turn it over to the French police?
I'm afraid your brother isn't in what we like to term a normal state of mind.
Oh?
He's been attacked and harassed continually for several days. He's been under drugs for a gunshot wound.
Oh, yes, I realize he's in trouble. That's why I'm packing to go to France. And I'd like you to go with me, Mr. Race.
Dr. Borden and I reached Bordeaux late that night. There was no rain, but the city lay soggy in the grip of a heavy fog that had drifted in from the Atlantic. We went straight to Charles Borden's hotel.
Funny. He doesn't answer.
Was he usually a heavy sleeper?
Well, not as a rule, but if he's been receiving drugs...
Let's try the door.
Well, he's asleep all right, but...
I caught the impact of it at the same time. It was in the twist of Charles Borden's head, in the grotesque stretch of his body beneath the bedding. Charles Borden was dead. Someone had cut his throat.
We'll return to the adventures of Frank Race in just about 1 minute. And now, back to the adventures of Frank Race.
Looking at what was left of Charles Borden suddenly left me weary and depressed. A man I had been trying to protect, murdered. Whatever the reasons, this was one kaleidoscope of crime that assumed too many shapes for me. I needed straightening out on it. So I Went back to the offices of the Acme Indemnity in Paris and caught George Shields on the verge of taking a client to lunch.
You know Gilbert Evans, don't you, Race?
No, we've never met, but I remember the name. You served on the committee of the Children's Welfare Fund, didn't you, Mr. Evans?
That's right. A very unfortunate business.
I can't help being curious about something, Mr. Evans.
No?
How was it that Phil Gaynor was able to persuade you to sign that welfare fund check for such a large amount?
I didn't sign anything. My name on that check was a downright forgery.
I see. And how about the Countess d'Artois? Was her signature a forgery, too?
Well, that I can't say. You might ask her.
Emily, Countess d'Artois. She came down to greet me and fill me something that looked as though it might decide to stop clinging at any moment. She was quite a dish, and well aware of it.
I'm told you came to see me about Phil Gaynor.
That's right.
You know Phil?
Not at all. But I'm doing my best to remedy the situation. You're an American.
Yes. Does that destroy your illusion?
You'll do in any language.
You're quite direct, aren't you, Race?
Did Gaynor forge your name on that check, too?
No. No, I signed it. I thought Phil was all right then. Is it important?
Frankly, I don't know. You ask a question here and there, and possibly you learn something. Or it may be a waste of time.
And, in my case?
No male would ever call you a waste of time.
Oh, well, that sounds like something we should drink to. What would you like?
I'd say this atmosphere calls for absinthe.
Oh, I'm complimented. I think I'll have the same.
She had plenty of firepower. And the effect wasn't what you'd call unpleasant. The way she manipulated that figure had me making mental passes until the absinthe turned me into the physical type, at which point I reached for the woman. By the time I let go, in spite of the absinthe, I had this girl pretty well tabbed. Here was a surface that simmered, but with a core that operated at 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Why do you look at me like that?
Trying to figure your angle.
What's the matter, Ray? Suffering from an inferiority complex?
No, let's not fret about me. I've been to market before and had buyers. But you know.
You know, Race, I could like you. I could like you a lot.
For myself alone.
Have another drink, darling. You'll be happier without those suspicions.
Maybe you're right. Guess we can have fun without being soulmates. For a while, anyway. You and Phil Gaynor, weren't you rather fond of each other?
Should I say yes? What do you take me for? A jerk?
Careful, Countess. Your past is showing. I suppose you can take him or leave him.
That's right. Same way I feel about you.
I don't think I'm going to be too badly hurt.
Oh, you'll be back. If I were in the mood, I'd offer you big fat odds on that.
It was almost as soon as I left her place that I got the feeling of being tailed. I went for a couple of blocks, and then as I was about to cross an intersection, a cab swung to a stop at the curb in front of me.
You've had enough time for strolling. Get in.
Sorry, my mother always taught me to refuse rides from strangers.
Don't try being clever. Unless you want to start out with a split in your skull.
He had no sense of humor. And since this condition went with a pair of eyes like lead pellets, I repressed an impulse to be flip. Besides, he had two other similar personalities with him. So I became a passenger and ended up in a cheerless-looking room over a vacant shop.
Now, Ace, maybe you'd like to tell us where we can find that money, huh?
And if I don't, I suppose we're going to play games.
We can be friends if you want it that way. But friends do favors for each other, no?
Well, what happens if I give you a fast, handsome answer that turns out to be a dud?
You will still be here. We will merely come back and discuss it with you again.
Well, who gave you the idea you could get this information out of me?
Where's the money, Ace?
Let's see now. What can I tell you to postpone this buffeting I'm due to receive? After all, there's always a chance the cavalry might arrive.
Maybe this will stir your thoughts.
Well, looks like a railway express dump.
So it is. We found it in your hotel room in Bordeaux, in the pockets of a jacket.
I remembered it when he said that. I'd picked it up in Charles Borden's room while his brother and I had been waiting for the police. I'd lethargy. I'd forgotten about it.
Well, Ace?
Well, didn't you check on it with the express office?
Since we could not provide the name of the person to whom it had been issued, they would give us no information.
Could I say it? You mentioned my name, didn't you? Well, it should prove I had nothing to do with it.
Not at all. You could have used another name.
Yes, I could, couldn't I? All right. Where do we go from here?
Where's that money, Ace?
I sent it to London.
So, you sent it to London. I will try again. We'll go on trying. Where's the money?
There was only one way out for me. I gave him another snappy answer, and when he swung this time, I leaned into it. I came out of it looking into the brown eyes and honey-colored hair of Marie Vartel. It took a second or so to lick the dryness from my lips, then managed to grin up at her. She smiled back at me. It was faint, but it was a smile.
How do you feel, Ray?
You keep rough company, baby.
All right, Race, on your feet.
Let him alone, Menard. My instructions were for you to follow him, nothing else.
This is the faster way. Get up!
Menard! One more bit of play like that, and I'll set your head to ringing with his pistol.
You go too far, Marie. I should take that trinket away from you.
So? And will you try it now? No. Then get out of here.
You have a way with it, baby.
Here, let me help you up.
Thanks. Maybe you have two ways with it. You're not very big, are you?
I don't like men to touch me, Race.
Well, this is purely in gratitude, baby.
And that was that ingratitude, too.
I think it started out that way.
You're free to go, if you like, Race.
Tell me something, Fred. You on the level with this Joan of Arc business?
Joan of Arc? Oh,
Or are you really after that money for yourself?
what good would it be for me to say?
All right. I can't understand why you don't concentrate on Philip Gaynor, the man who got away with the money in the first place.
Gaynor is dead.
Dead? How do you know?
See for yourself.
She handed me a piece of cut-out newspaper, date-lined London. It was 3 days before. It told of the finding of the corpse of Philip Gaynor, London businessman of American citizenship, and mentioned the details concerning his embezzlement of the welfare fund. According to the account, none of the money had been found in his body.
You see, Race?
I wish I did see. Wonder how he died.
I would say he was murdered. Wouldn't you?
Oh, brother, what a whistle stop this Bordeaux. More fog than a 3-day hangover. And how's your noggin, by the way?
Well, my headache's just about let up. I'll be okay.
2 clouds inside of a week. Next time, how about ducking a little quicker? Huh?
What'd you find out at the express office?
I just mentioned the name Borden, and they told me all. But there was no dough involved. Just a shipment of books. That means something?
Not at the moment. Maybe it's the condition of my head.
Yeah. Oh, just a second. Here. Dr. Jonathan Borden.
Oh, thanks. Hello, Doctor.
I called to see if you turned up anything, Race.
I wish I could say yes. Everything seems to be just as muddled as before. Incidentally, did you get some books that Charles sent you?
Oh, yes. They caught up with me this morning after going to London and back. A lovely centennial edition of Charles Dickens. Any significance?
If there is, I haven't sensed it.
Oh, by the way, while I was out yesterday, I had a caller. A woman by the name of Vartel. Do you happen to know...
Marie Vartel.
You sound perturbed.
A little. It occurs to me that we should get you back to London as soon as possible. Marie Vartel. The most provocative unknown quantity in the case. Marie Vartel. Marie Vartel.
Come on, Race. Wake up, will you? Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, chum, time to go down for dinner. Come on.
Dinner. You haven't been sleeping that long?
You've been corking it off ever since that guy phoned.
Yeah. Dr. Borden. Yeah, I remember. Said something about a set of books. Dickens. I wonder what... Mark.
Yeah, what's the matter?
Books. Dickens. I've got it. Come on. You'll raise the window a little higher, will you, Mark?
Yeah. You know, chum, if the gendarmes catch us doing this, we are liable to spend no little amount of time in the Bastille. Well, it's too late to turn back now, ain't it? We have already broken and entered. Great. What next?
A case of books on the table.
Somebody opened them for us. Looks as though they have already went through them.
Find David Copperfield.
Wait a minute. Let me see. David Copperfield. Here it is. If you're looking for dough, there ain't nothing in it. Look.
I think you're repeating a mistake that was made before, Marcus. Being too hasty. Unless I'm very wrong, these... Yes. You see? This is one of those editions where the pages have to be slit.
So slit?
Yeah. There we are. A brand new 1,000-pound note.
Holy cow. Look, the book is loaded with them.
I thought I heard someone in this room.
I hope you'll forgive us, but we're rather anxious to check this little matter.
You found the money?
Yes. Now we must see that it gets to the proper authorities.
Well, naturally, I'll take care of that.
Why should you?
Well, for one thing, it's in my possession. I also happen to be Charles Borden's brother.
As my friend here would say, in a pig's eye you are.
What do you mean?
If you were Dr. Jonathan Borden, you'd be an authority on Charles Dickens. As such, you'd have known what Charles Borden meant when he mentioned Dodie. That happens to be the pet name David Copperfield's first wife had for him. No, you're not Dr. Borden, but you're his killer. You moved in and murdered him when you learned he was being given custody of the money. You're Phil Gaynor.
Yeah, and don't reach for a gun bust. I already got one in me mitt.
Yes, but you can let it drop to the floor. You heard me? Let it drop.
Come in, Countess. You see, Race, my ace in the hole turns out to be a queen.
Yeah, queen of clubs.
What's our next move, Phil?
Well, we can't very well take these two with us, can we, darling?
And we can't very well have them yapping at our heels when we go.
It's really quite simple. We shoot them and get out fast. You take one, I take the other.
Well, Race, at least we've seen the wild.
See Bordeaux and die. Is that it, Countess?
Let's get it over with, Phil.
All right. Ready? Now!
It's a good thing I was curious enough to follow you here, Race.
Marie Vartel.
You will see that the money goes where it should, won't you, Race?
Yes, but you're leaving?
I think that might be a discreet move on my part, don't you?
You'll stay in Bordeaux?
But why?
Well, because if you're here, I'll come back. So hang around, baby, so I can see you again.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Tom Collins with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan, comes to you from Hollywood. Others heard in tonight's cast were Gene Bates, Gerald Moore, Jack Carrington, Michael Ann Barrett, and Paul Dubon. This series is written and directed by Buckley Angel and Joel Murcott. The music is composed and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again this time next week for another dramatic chapter in the Adventures of Frank Race. Art Gilmore speaking. This is a Bruce Ells production.
Welcome back. Well, this is one case where I think that Race's romantic involvement, complaints about that seem a little legitimate, particularly on this episode. It kind of felt like they went overboard. I was like, have some dignity, man. But other than that, a pretty good mystery, a lot of twists, and of course, as is traditional for Frank Race, a big focus on the post-war world and a sort of humanitarian focus as well. All right, well, now we turn our attention to listener comments and feedback. Jerry emails from London, England, says, I've been listening to both your Great Detectives and Dragnet podcast for about 2 years. I download them from iTunes and really enjoy them. British radio rarely did any equivalent of these and didn't air any American radio shows as far as I know, unlike television. So I find them fascinating and very enjoyable. I'm a big fan of American film noir movies, so I obviously love these. I listen to a number of other similar podcasts, but yours are by far the best. As I listen to so many, I'm far behind. The most recent Great Detectives I've listened to is number 616, and I've missed a few as they have fallen out of the 200. And that's in reference to the fact we keep an archive on our feed of the last 200 episodes. So you can catch up and listen. He says, I want to say thank you for introducing to me these great shows. Like everyone, I like some more than others, but I haven't heard one you've played that I wouldn't be happy to listen to again. I also like your commentary on your shows and the background you give. It adds a lot to my enjoyment of the podcast as well as being informative. I love details, and when watching old movies, for example, make a note of something I want to Google when it finishes. And if you refer to this email on a podcast, it will be some time before I hear it. Even if you don't mention it, I just needed to say how grateful I am for all the work you put into your podcast and how much I appreciate it. I don't know if I'll ever visit Boise, Idaho, but I would love to do so. Well, thanks so much, and I have to let the mayor know that we're helping out the commerce and visits. Appreciate your comments so much, seriously, Gary, and if you are into the kind of noir stories, I know that BBC Radio 4, they have done recently some Philip Marlowe programs, adaptations of the books, quite a bit grittier than the radio programs, of course, we listen to on the Great Detectives. I'd say they're probably about if I were to compare to television, about a TV 14 rating, but they began to adapt some of those. They did some adaptations in the 70s and did some more in the 90s, but thanks so much for listening, and we have one more listener comment. This one, it comes to us from our friends on Facebook. David comments, I just found your podcast and I'm loving it. Well, thanks so much, Dave. Appreciate your comments and support. That will do it for today. Join us tomorrow for Call the Police. And starting next Tuesday, we'll have another program. Be sure, starting next Tuesday, to listen to A Life in Your Hands. And we'll have a little more detail on it tomorrow, but a lot more a week from Tuesday as we add this new show to our lineup. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for all of your support. Now, here is today's episode of Call the Police, the case of the unknown strangler.
Rinso, new Rinso with Solium presents Call the Police.
Attention, homicide section, frame smart detail. Murder suspect in your zone. Close in according to instructions.
Between you and the evil outside the law stands the policeman of your community. He gives up his safety that you may be safe. And sometimes he gives up his life to protect yours.
New Rinso, the soap that contains Solium, the scientific sunlight ingredient, brings you Call the Police, a new series of realistic radio dramas inspired by the courageous work of police departments all over America.
This is Commissioner Bill Grant. Putting the cuffs on a Jack the Ripper takes plenty of hard labor and all the breaks, as was demonstrated in number 3461 from the Ashland files. Never to be forgotten is the case of the unknown strangler. The opening of this giant-sized comedy took place at 7:15 on the evening of July 2nd in a third-floor flat.
Just a song.
Miss Francie Abley, 47-year-old spinster who earned a small living teaching singing, was making herself a bite of dinner in her modest 2x4 kitchenette.
Oh, dear. There goes the doorbell. Probably somebody to inquire about lessons. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. I hear you. I'm coming. Won't you step in? I'm preparing a little food in the kitchen, so if you'll excuse me. Let me by. Will you let me by, please? I'm going to scream for help. Do you hear me? I'm going to scream for help!
That was the curtain raiser. We found the dead woman 2 hours later, and nothing, absolutely nothing, to give us any insight into the motive behind the crime. 56 hours later, the curtain went up on the second chorus of the Dance of Death. On the night of July 6th, an aging lawyer by the name of Joel Crocker creaked up the steps to his ancient office.
What? I didn't know there was anyone waiting for me. I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you'll just come along into the inner office, leave the door open, if you please. It's cooler that way. Now, just have a seat. Now, how dare you? How dare you strike me in my... How dare you?
And now there were two. Two crimes as alike as a pair of peas in a pod. Illogical death without reason or motive. The newspapers didn't catch on for 12 hours. Then suddenly they made the tie-up between the Abley and Crocker murders, and every sheet in town was off to the races.
Unknown strangler takes double toll.
Police helpless to stop homicidal murderer.
Where will the killer strike next?
Bill, stop pacing. Bill, please.
Take a gander at those papers, Libby. A banner day for the press. This photo layout looks like a remake of The Cat and the Canary.
May I say something?
Say what?
This is really the criminal psych department speaking, Bill, but you're dealing with just what the papers say you are. A homicidal murderer.
So, why?
Murder is always on the verge of insanity, or, as we say, pre-psychotic. But murder without motive, pointless, disconnected, profitless killing, is psychotic. Whoever the man is, Bill, he's insane.
Hold it a second, Libby. Well?
I'm sorry, but I had to come. I couldn't wait any longer. I had to come.
What is this? Who are you?
My name is Liz Porter. You've got to help me. He's been missing for days. Who has? Leonard Walker, the boy I'm engaged to.
Look, missing persons you report at your local precinct.
I did, but all they've got on their minds is this unknown strangler scare. Oh, please help me. I'm so worried. How long has your fiancé been missing, Miss Porter? Since the evening of the 2nd of July.
Yeah, very interesting evening. And what's the last you saw of him?
Well, we'd been on a date. He brought me home. He drove away in his car.
What kind of a car does he drive?
A small sedan.
License plate?
It's 201G. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. My mind's in such a fog.
Have a chair, miss.
Thank you.
Hello?
That's you.
Well?
Now, don't blow your top.
Thanks for carrying, but it's already blown. What's the news?
Bad. Another strangler victim.
Another? The strangler again, Libby.
Oh, Bill.
What address?
No address. This one was staged in a car on a side road off Highway 11. Young guy about 25, no identification.
Young guy killed in his car. What about the license plate?
201G48N.
Just a second. Miss Porter.
Yes?
Could your boyfriend's license have been 201G48N?
Miss Porter.
She recognized the numbers when I said them. And she was right to faint. It was Leonard Walker, all right. He'd been sitting up straight in his sedan for 4 days and nights, with the strangler's fingerprints around his throat.
When I get down to the office these hot summer days, I shed my coat the moment I get there, and the rest of the boys do the same. Everybody knows that a man looks fine without a coat if he's careful to wear a clean, nicely washed shirt.
Well, you know, I'm kind of proud of the way my wife washes my shirts. But the credit's only partly hers. The rest belongs to Rinso. New Rinso, that's the new Rinso with Solium, actually gets white clothes whiter than brand new. And washable colors even brighter than new. So I go around every day wearing a shirt that's whiter than a new one. And that's a fact. New Rinso with Solium, the scientific sunlight ingredient, puts sunshine in your wash. And I think it sort of puts sunshine in a man's whole outlook, too, because he knows he looks so good in a Rinso washed shirt. So, ma'am, how about it? Why don't you wash your husband's shirts and all the rest of your wash with safe, soapy-rich new Rinso?
Number 3 for the unknown strangler was a young man named Leonard Walker. 3 motiveless, clueless murders in as many days. I channeled every available man into the hunt for the strangling maniac, but got nowhere until...
Bill.
Yes, Libby?
Remember I told you yesterday I thought I knew the way out of this? Well, now I'm sure I do.
I'm all ears.
I want you to meet someone, Bill. He's outside now. His name is Dr. Bernard Rayburn. He's an expert on abnormal psychology.
What can I lose? Show him in.
Won't you come in, Dr. Rayburn?
Thank you.
Dr. Rayburn, this is Commissioner Grant.
How are you, Doctor?
How do you do?
Miss Tyler seems to think you can give us a lead on this strangler, Doc.
I can tell you that he's an obviously schizophrenic type.
Meaning?
Among other things, that even he, very probably, doesn't know that he's the strangler.
How does that work, Doc?
On a principle of phasial changes. One minute the man may appear quite rational, whereas at the next he can become a monstrous personality. And remember nothing at all of his actions when he shifts back again to the rational phase.
Yeah, I get the picture. And it's a tough one to deal with.
Yes, I agree, Commissioner. But I think by an analysis of his crimes, one might arrive at something very like an identification.
And you? Could you make that analysis?
I can't promise you anything, but if you'll give me your records and notes covering the murders, I'll try to assemble some facts. They may even include a fairly dependable sketch of the killer's physical appearance.
By now, I liked the man. And I knew also that he'd deliver. So I gathered together our meager records and packed them off to do his work. An hour and a half later, the tireless Sergeant Maggio walked into the office.
Here's a little jigger to add to your collection.
What's that?
I took a last look at Leonard Walker's car and found it stuck under the front seat cover. It's the cap of one of those newfangled dry-point pens.
Maybe it belonged to Walker.
I'm going to check on that. I called Miss Porter, and she's coming over after work to see if she recognizes it.
Uh-huh.
They tell me you had an interview with a nut doctor.
I talked things over with Dr. Rayburn.
Where's he now, laundering his straitjackets?
Getting his work done, which isn't a bad idea for everybody on this case. The next day was the 8th of July, and a very eventful day it was. Because at a little after 7 that evening, a schoolteacher named Miss Rosie McMahon was hurrying across the lonelier stretches of Burgoyne Park to beat an oncoming storm.
Who are you? What do you want? No. No.
Come here.
Go away.
Come here.
Let me alone. Let me alone. Help! Help!
Okay, boys, that's him. Grab.
Take it easy now, Bo.
You make a mistake. Let me loose. Let me loose.
Sorry, but you tried it once too often, Strangler.
When they brought him in, I took a look at him, and I was amazed. A little thin-faced man with steel-rimmed glasses and tobacco-stained mustache.
No, you are wrong. I not do something, only stop nice lady to ask for cigarette. Hinderman do no harm.
No, too bad about Hinderman. Sugar wouldn't melt in Hinderman's mouth. But take a look at what we found when we went over him.
What's that?
Key ring.
Man can carry key ring?
Man can also explain why his ring features this particular key. Look at the tag on it, Chief.
Huh?
Key to the basement of 894 Tyson Street.
894 Tyson?
Well, that's the address of the Abley woman.
Strangler victim number 1. And maybe you also remember the address of lawyer Crocker, number 2.
Oh, sure. 54 Fulham Street.
Exhibit B from the same key ring.
Hinderman make no harm for somebody. Hinderman
What are you
only
doing with these keys?
make a living. Only make a living.
He says he works as a part-time janitor in both buildings. Kinda coincidence, huh, Commissioner?
Wait a minute. 894 Tyson, 54 Fulham. Where does Leonard Walker's girlfriend live? That Miss Porter?
Dale Avenue, the Horton Apartments.
And this last chivalry takes place in Burgoyne Park.
So?
Libby, give me a map of Ashland.
There's one here on the wall.
That'll do, thanks.
Well, what are you doing, Chief? Plotting a new civic project?
I'm drawing
What?
the area of the Strangler's activities. Bounded on the north by Fulham Street. On the south by Tyson Street. On the east by Dale Avenue. And the center of the territory is Burgoyne Park.
You got something.
I got at least geography. The Strangler has operated in this penciled section. Every murder has either occurred in this area of these 3 blocks or has been tied up with it one way or the other. Hinderman?
Yeah, mister, yeah.
You're under arrest for the murders of Francis Abley, Joel Crocker, and Leonard Walker.
No, I know do something. I know do something. You can't tell me I do something.
We lifted the hysterical Hinderman into my office. And Libby pointed out that we get nowhere with him until he had recovered a little. According to her, an injection of liquid Nembutal would tide him over his panic. And this she brought from the lab.
I don't hear. You can't do
All right,
that
Bill.
to me. I know.
Help him onto the sofa. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, get the needle ready. He's in bad shape.
All right, I will. Commissioner,
Miss Porter.
you sent for me?
Oh, just a minute, Libby. It was about this fountain pen cap found in Walker's car. Was it his?
No. No, that wasn't Leonard.
Okay, thanks. Obviously, it belonged to the Strangler here. Now, if you'll just wait outside
The
until...
Strangler. Hinderman.
You know him?
Know him? Why, yes, of course I know him. He insulted me once outside my apartment house. He killed Annie. He did it. He did it.
Easy, Miss Porter.
He did it, I tell you.
Get out of here, Libby, will you?
Come on, Miss Porter. Now try to calm down, please.
Maggio, help Miss Porter downstairs and put her in my car. I'll drive her home myself as soon as we finish inside.
Okay. Come on now, Miss Porter. Everything's gonna be all right.
Let's get back to Hinderman.
All right. Where were we, Bill?
About to give him a shot.
I don't want you to
Okay.
get... No.
Now, here's the needle. Hold his wrist, Bill.
I don't want you to...
Okay.
There we are. There we are.
All done.
All done. I'm going to get the desk at City Hospital and have him taken to the ward, Bill. He'll be better off there until he's well enough to answer questions.
He was sleeping peacefully, this man whose one love was murder. I looked down at him, fascinated by the sheer evil of his face. And then...
I do.
I leaned forward, hovering over him to catch an unconscious confession. When suddenly, his head came up under my chin, the bony skull catching me square on the button with the power of a mule's kick. My eyes bugged as the room started to do a swirling tarantella. And then... down I went, swaying off into Never Never Land, without a care in the world. When I came to, the couch was empty. Hinderman had been on his way for who knows how long. And then I saw it. A spot on the carpet not 3 feet from my nose. I smelt it. Nembutal. In those few minutes while we were lugging Liz Porter outside, Hinderman had emptied the needle and filled it again so that we gave him an injection of aqua pura, H2O, water. When the full impact of what had happened hit my muddled brain, I grabbed the phone and began to shout, turning every able-bodied gun-toting man in the force into the chase and hem-stitching the borders of Ashland with a ring of squad cars. After that, Libby and I staggered out for something to revive us. She was trying to cheer me up, I remember, telling me not to despair when suddenly, just as we neared the car...
Bill.
Huh?
Bill, look. Look. Look.
looked. Through the window of my car, I saw Liz Porter smiling out at us. On second glance, I saw that the smile was really the toothy grimace of her last attempt for that final gasp of air that hadn't come. Elizabeth Porter had met the Strangler, face to face.
You know, getting the whitest, brightest possible wash you can is much more important than ever these summer days. That's when it shows up the most in women's dresses, men's shirts, and children's play clothes. Well, new Rinso with Solium gives clothes a brilliance that you've never seen before. And if you'd like to prove it, try this. Do your next wash with Rinso. Then compare it with any other wash you've ever seen. You'll find that your white clothes are actually whiter than brand new, and your washable color is even brighter than new. That's because of Solium, the amazing scientific sunlight ingredient that's in new Rinso and in no other soap. Rinso with Solium is an entirely new idea in washing clothes. It really gets them whiter and brighter than brand new. See for yourself. Do your next wash in new Rinso Soapy Rich Suds. Rinso is so safe and so kind to your hands. Find out for yourself how new Rinso with Solium, even on rainy days, puts sunshine in your wash.
There was no reviving Liz Porter. 4 days, 4 murders, and the Strangler was still ranging the town with his fingers curled like the talons of a buzzard.
What are we going to do, Bill?
Call the governor. I'm putting this in his lap. It takes 1,000 more men to cover this city. I need the militia.
Bill.
Bill me no bills. Death has come to stay, baby. Hello, State Capitol?
No, Commissioner, this is Dr. Rayburn.
Oh, hello. Hello, how you doing, Doc?
Fine. I've got some material for you, as I promised.
On the Strangler?
Yes.
We know who he is, Doc.
Congratulations.
But he slipped us.
Now, this may help you pick him up again. Come on over.
Rayburn lived in a comfortable brownstone on Chestnut Street. We sat over his dining room table drinking cold beer and examining what amounted to the work of genius.
Now, take a look at this sketch, Commissioner.
Yeah. Who is this, Doc?
It's a picture of the Strangler.
Huh?
It's not exactly a camera portrait, Grant, but it's been discovered recently that all mental illnesses have similar physical correlatives. In other words, this is what the Strangler must look like based upon his symptoms.
I get it. You're okay, Doc. You're okay.
You can study it for a moment while I get my other notes.
I did study the sketch. And the longer I looked at it, the more I realized that it looked nothing like Hinderman. But I had the strange feeling that it looked like somebody I knew.
Now, here are the balance of the notes. I want to jot in a couple of remarks, then you can have them.
He took out his fountain pen and began to make additions in the margins. And as I stared at him, the short hairs on the tender part of my nape stood up as sharp as quills. It's a nice suit, Doc.
This one?
Yeah. You could damage it, you know, carrying that pen in your pocket without a cap.
I know. I'm a careless man at best. I lost the cap the other day.
Where?
Why, I don't know.
I think I do.
You think you do?
Yeah. You lost it, Doc, where it was found, in Leonard Walker's car.
Leonard Walker? He was one of the victims, wasn't he?
Number 3, to be exact.
How could I have lost it in his car? I never laid eyes on him.
Here's the cap. Maggio found it yesterday. I'm afraid you laid more than eyes on him, Doc. I'm afraid you laid hands on him.
Let me see that thing. Thanks. It is mine. There's a crack down the middle. I dropped it and stepped on it the day before it disappeared. Grant.
I know, Dr. Rayburn.
Me?
This street, Chestnut Street, comprises the 4th side of the square in which the Strangler is operated. Also, take a look at the picture you drew.
Yes. Yes, it does look like me. How could I have missed it?
So, diagnose for me, Doc.
My diagnosis stands. Advanced schizophrenia.
And who's my strangler?
I can hardly believe it. I am.
Prescription, Doc?
Get me to headquarters. Quick.
We said nothing on the way downtown. We said nothing as we started up in the elevator. I looked at him, feeling sorry for a nice guy who was very, very sick. And what I saw as I looked meant nothing to me. I'd never seen a facial change occur. And it's difficult for anyone to see, so I wasn't prepared when the elevator stopped. After you, Doc. Turn loose! Turn loose! I went down, falling across the elevator entrance. And I didn't know that Libby was in my office. And she didn't know Rayburn is anything but a nice guy.
Oh, hello, Doctor. Where's Bill?
Bill?
Bill Grant. Oh, Commissioner Grant. He was with you, wasn't he?
Yes. He was.
Oh, well, I hope he hurries. I've got news for him. Maggio just called. They've picked up Hinderman.
Hinderman?
Yes, Hinderman the janitor. The Strangler. They found him hiding in the basement of an old house. Oh, don't you realize what that means, Dr. Rayburn? Everything you and Bill have been through, it's all over. Finished.
Finished?
No more murders, no more terror, no more innocent victims. They've got the Strangler. What are you laughing at? Are you trying to make fun of me? Dr. Rayburn, what's the matter? What's the matter? Doctor!
What brought me to the surface was... And that same force dragged me out of the elevator. And down the hall, I saw the glass door with my name on it. William Grant, Police Commissioner. Ashland. Not strong enough to open it. I lunged forward and fell through. He swung around. And in that moment, as he tottered back, a change occurred. Dr. Rayburn snapped back, himself again. And there was more surprise than accusation in his eyes as he said,
Why did you do that, Grant? Why?
And the terror was over. And Libby and I, we tried to forget.
So, Hinderman was all coincidence. Sick enough, but definitely not the killer.
That's about it. Now, let's not talk about it, huh?
This thing. It can happen to anybody, and you never know a thing about it.
It doesn't happen unless you're the type, sweetheart. And you get warnings, don't worry.
Such as?
Well, you take me. The last year or so, I've felt a peculiar sort of thing. Tightening of the pulses, heightening of the blood pressure, quivering around the heart.
Really, Bill?
Yeah. It comes on at certain times.
What times?
Times when I look at you, baby.
Bill. Now, stop. Stop. Oh, Bill Grant.
In just a moment, Commissioner Grant will return with the Call the Police Plaque of Valor. This week presented to a police officer who single-handed captured a group of armed bandits. But now, millions of women say that there's nothing like Rinso's safe, soapy-rich suds. So safe for clothes, so easy on your hands. Next time you go to the store, be sure that Rinso heads your shopping list. Remember, the Rinso you get today is new Rinso, the only soap that contains the scientific sunlight ingredient solium. Rinso with solium puts sunshine in your wash. And mark this, Rinso is used by more women than any other wash day soap in the world.
This is Bill Grant. It's with considerable pride that I present this week's Call the Police Plaque of Valor and Cash Award to an heroic Deputy Inspector of Police, James MacArthur of Cleveland, Ohio. MacArthur's deed of valor was reported by San Giaimo, chief police reporter of the Cleveland Press. Shortly after midnight, a police broadcast announced that a robbery was in progress in a coffee shop in downtown Cleveland. MacArthur, who was cruising in the district, sped to the scene of the holdup. Without thought to his personal safety, he ripped open the door and confronted a group of armed bandits. As MacArthur stepped into the room, 3 bullets whizzed past his head. He drew his revolver and fired. One of the gunmen went down, wounded. The other 3 tried to escape, but MacArthur blocked their exit at gunpoint. The 4 bandits were sentenced to 10 to 25 years in Ohio State Penitentiary. His swift action, his cool courage, and gallant devotion to duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of the police forces of America. Congratulations to Deputy Inspector James MacArthur, Chief George J. Matowitz, and the entire police department of Cleveland, Ohio.
George Petrie was starred in the role of Bill Grant. Music was arranged and conducted by Ben Ledlow. This is Hugh James reminding you to be with us again next week when Lever Brothers Company, makers of new Rinso with Solium, bring you another exciting police case. Listen next week to...
The Case of the Mandarin's Macaw.
Doctors proved it. Lifebuoy Health Soap with its purifying ingredient gets skin cleaner. Stops BO as no other leading soap can. Doctors compared Lifebuoy and other leading soaps in 820 tests. These tests prove a daily Lifebuoy bath gets skin cleaner, gives top 24-hour protection against BO. Refreshing, mild. Lifebuoy gets skin cleaner.
Be sure to listen next week to Call the Police.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back. Well, a very suspenseful episode, the way it worked out. It was actually much better than I remembered it. This was just top-notch in terms of building the suspense, threw in an appropriate red herring, and then gave us a bit of a twist ending. Of course, the idea of a psychiatrist who is himself crazy was not altogether uncommon. That's kind of our picture of the psychological profession. That always remains plausible. But the way they got there, I thought, was pretty clever. And again, a lot of suspense along the way. Well, that will actually end our run of Call the Police. This by no means ended Call the Police appearing over radio. In fact, it continued to have quite a run the rest of the summer of 1948, and it came back in the summer of 1949. However, that 1949 summer series was not broadcast on NBC. It was broadcast on CBS. NBC had actually signed another summer replacement show that, like Call the Police, honored the efforts of law enforcement, but was told in a more straight-laced procedural way. Of course, most of you have heard of it. The name of that procedural? Dragnet. Well, we'll be back next week with a new show. I definitely pride on Tuesdays, really introducing some programs with fewer episodes, perhaps lesser known, but giving you a flavor of radio, and that's engaging and well done. And I think there were a lot of shows during the golden age of radio that, for whatever reason, and perhaps it was just crowding of the market with so many quality shows, have just not gotten a fair shake. And I think that's definitely the case with the program we're going to be bringing you next week. It's a show not many people have heard of, but I think you'll find it very entertaining. Great legal drama, perhaps one of the main programs have got a legal procedural theme in the middle of it. So you'll want to be listening to A Life in Your Hands coming next Tuesday to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Well, I want to encourage you to pick up a copy of my new ebook, What Made the Golden Age Shine. In it, we play a tribute to the Golden Age of entertainment, talking about what made old-time radio, classic television, and movies so great and enjoyable even today. It is available for purchase in the Kindle store, and if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can borrow it for free. And my prior ebook, All I Needed to Know I Learned from Columbo, still available for the Kindle as well as other e-readers. In addition, my line of superhero comedies, Tales of the Dim Knight, Powerhouse Flies Again, and Rise of the Robo-Lawyers available as great digital stocking stuffers. All right, well, now it's time for today's episode of Let George Do It, Operation Europa.
Personal notice, danger's my stock and trade. If the job's too tough for you to handle, you got a job for me, George Valentine. Write full details.
Standard Oil Company of California invites you to Let George Do It. In a moment, we'll begin tonight's adventure. If you've tried several different motor oils in your car, remember this. We tried hundreds of oils in our laboratories and on the road before we developed heavy-duty RPM. The motor oil that, compared to premium-type motor oils, as designated by the American Petroleum Institute, doubles engine life between major overhauls due to lubrication. Now, performance reports from RPM users confirm it. One cab company, for example, found that heavy-duty RPM more than doubled engine life. Actually reduced engine wear 71%. Get heavy-duty RPM motor oil for your car at any standard station or independent Chevron gas station where they say and mean, we take better care of your car. And now, tonight's story, Operation Europa, a transcribed adventure of George Valentine.
George Valentine, Esquire. You were highly recommended by our American correspondents as man who can handle very important and confidential matter involving $250,000. Have airmail advance payment check and 2 plane tickets. Flight 286. Leaving International Airport, New York, Wednesday afternoon. See you and Miss Brooks.
In our Paris office, Rue de Fille, Saint Thomas 5, Maurice LeBlanc, Europa Insurance Company.
Hey, we're getting up in the world, Brooksie. Transatlantic cables, no less.
Paris in spring.
I don't want to sound stuffy, but we do have a business, obligations. And this cable doesn't ask, it takes this for granted.
Paris in the spring.
So I think we'll just crumble up this little Billy Jew, throw it in the wastepaper basket.
George! Paris in the spring.
And get started packing. Come on, Angel.
Paris is not for working, it is for romance, joie de vivre. The organ grinders are out in the street, and children are playing.
And, Mr. LeBlanc, we came thousands of miles in a matter of $250,000.
Among other things.
And you will not be disappointed, mademoiselle. But, yes, to business. Of course, the man who is about to cost Europa Insurance $250,000 is not here in Paris.
He isn't?
No. He's in Istanbul.
Istanbul, Turkey?
But that is only a few hours by airplane. Everything is only a few hours away these days. That is why we could afford to get you, Monsieur Valentine.
Thanks.
Our client's name is Henri Tour, a very respectable diamond dealer. I spoke to him a short while ago by telephone, and we make plans how you are to meet him.
Oh, what do you mean, how to meet him?
He wants to make sure that you are not seen talking to him because it might be important that the thief does not know that.
Thief? What thief?
The man who stole the Romani diamonds. Peter Iglescu, the Romanian.
Hey, wait a minute, hold on. You mean you know who the thief is? Well, then what's the problem? Why can't he be arrested?
He just cannot. Believe me. Monsieur Tour will explain. He wants to meet you on the Istanbul Bridge at 10 tonight. He will drive in his car and pick you up. Here's his picture. He will have a description of you.
Sounds like a full-blown intrigue.
Oh, it is that. Yes, indeed it is.
How jolly.
I have here a check for expenses and 2 airplane tickets on flight number...
1 ticket. I think I'll leave you here in Paris, Brooksie, and get in touch with you at the hotel when I find out what this is all about.
Well, but...
Paris in the spring, remember? Enjoy it, Angel.
And it will be my privilege to be your personal guide, mademoiselle. Ma blonde américain, je suis à votre service.
Oh, merci.
Yeah, I'll take that ticket and, au revoir. Oh, 10:15. I wonder if Turkish cops pick you up for loitering. Come on, Mr. Tour. Come on. Europe at one end, Asia at another. Quite a bridge. And according to the guidebook, those lights over there should be the old Sultan's palace. Oh, good.
Monsieur Valentine?
Oh, hello. Mr. Tour?
Yes. Come in. Quickly, please. Sorry to act so mysterious, Monsieur Valentine, but believe me, it is necessary.
Whatever you say. Where are we going?
There is a little coffee shop in Galata. We can talk there.
Let me get this arrangement between you and this Peter Iglescu clear, Mr. Tour.
It was not a very unusual arrangement, not here in Europe.
Well, now, let's see. The Romani diamonds have been in the Iglescu family for 100 years or more. You took them on a sort of consignment to sell them, and you protected Mr. Iglescu by giving him your personal note for $250,000.
That's right. Of course, I am insured with Europa. That is where they come in.
And when did you find the diamonds gone?
Almost a week ago. Iglescu and I are both staying at the Hotel Metropole. I was ready to show the stones to a visiting prince from India, and they were gone. I would swear that only Iglescu knew where I kept them.
Did you accuse him?
No. In fact, I told him nothing about the theft.
Why?
He would only deny it. And where would you look for 4 small stones?
Oh, I see.
In 4 days, according to our agreement, I will either have to return the stones to Iglescu because I was unable to sell them, or pay him the money.
Uh-huh. Well, what did you think I'd be able to do for you, Mr. Tour?
I really do not know. I am just a desperate man. One thing I am sure about.
What's that?
Iglescu still has the diamonds. Here, somewhere in Istanbul.
Oh, it's a big place.
The Romani diamonds are too well known to the dealers. He could never sell the stones to them. And if he tries to, as you say, fence them, he would get practically nothing.
So our friend will sit tight until he gets the money from you, then later get rid of the stones somewhere else, in Paris, England, America maybe.
Yes.
Well, I sure enough can't just appeal to his better nature.
He has none, believe me. He is charming and polished, but he is as hard as one of those diamonds he stole.
He doesn't know of the theft, and he too lives at the Metropole.
What is that?
Just thinking out loud, that's all. I may be brighter in the morning. That's right, LeBlanc. You heard me.
But the hotel detective, Valentine.
Hotel detective at the Metropole. And if your influence goes that far, let the manager act as though I've been a hotel detective there for quite some time.
Very well. I shall not ask any more questions. I shall do what you ask.
Fine. It's just a hunch. But there's nothing to lose, is there?
Yes, I can have some imitation Romany diamonds ready by tomorrow. Of course, they will not fool a real expert.
They don't have to. Let them look pretty close to the real thing, and I'll be satisfied, Mr. Tour.
I see. But then you also say I shall have to play a part?
Exactly.
Like an actor?
Like an actor. But don't worry, Mr. Tour. I'll coach you very thoroughly.
Speak a little louder, darling. I can hardly hear you.
I want you to come to Istanbul and register at the Hotel Metropole. You got that?
Metropole, yes.
All right. You can use your real name, but I'm afraid you'll have to do a little acting.
Acting?
Yeah, you're a flip, glib American show gal on the make.
Why, Mr. Valentine.
On the make, especially for a wealthy, fat little Frenchman named Henri Tour. Now, when you come to the lobby of the Metropole... The tall, dark gentleman over there is Peter Iglescu, Brooksie.
Yes, George.
Okay, let's start walking. And remember, I want him to see me in my job as hotel detective.
I know, and see me making a play for Mr. Tour.
Okay.
But I tell you, I must find Fifi. She's not just my dog. She's my good luck charm.
Oh, yes, indeed, Miss Brooks. And all of us here at the Metropole shall do our best to help you.
Fifi always liked men more than women. The other girls in the show always say she takes after me.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe this gentleman here saw Fifi.
Oh, well, let me ask him. I beg your pardon, sir.
Oh, yes?
Mr. Iglescu, I'm the house detective.
What?
This is Miss Brooks, one of our guests.
Hello.
Oh, Miss Brooks?
Yeah. Miss Brooks was wondering whether you'd seen her little black French poodle. The name is Fifi. It seems Fifi is lost.
No, I'm afraid I have not seen her. And it is a shame I cannot be of service to such a charming young lady.
Oh, say, that's sweet of you to say that.
Well, sorry to bother you, sir.
No, quite all right.
Oh, there's a distinguished-looking man. Maybe he can help me.
Oh, that's Mr. Tour, Miss Brooks. And if you'd like me to ask him...
never mind. I'll ask him myself. I've always been partial to the older, like I said, distinguished type man.
Ah, very attractive girl.
Showgirl, Mr. Iglescu.
Oh?
Didn't have much trouble getting to talk to Mr. Tour.
No, indeed.
I can't tell how they do it, but they can spot money in a man a mile away. Well, she might have lost Fifi, but she sure found Mr. Tour. Sorry to have bothered you, Mr. Iglescu. Just part of my job. That's right, Mr. Tour. Sleep soundly. Pleasant dreams. Now, where are those diamonds? Oh, yes. Here they are. Nice. Very nice. That will set the stage very nicely. Yep, that does it. Good night, Mr. Tour.
Good night, Monsieur Valentine, and good luck. Oh, this is terrible, Iglescu. Terrible.
I certainly think you have treated me very badly, too.
What difference does it make now?
Now, gentlemen, please.
Yes, Monsieur Valentine. I am sorry. Look at my room. It has not been disturbed. I tell you, I was robbed by a professional jewel thief. The Romany diamonds are gone.
Yes, sir. I shall report that to the police.
No. I do not want that. I want no publicity. It will only make the thief hide. You are the detective here at the hotel. You can help me.
Oh, you should have called on me last week.
He did not even tell me what happened. And the diamonds are really mine.
But I explained it. Those diamonds last week were imitations. Cheaper to carry around than to pay extra insurance premiums. That is why I did not worry. And you were protected by that note, Iglescu. So I did not have to tell you anything.
I still think you might at least...
Just what did you want me to do, Mr. Tour?
I understand you've been here in Istanbul a long time.
Well, yes.
And you have had dealings with all sorts of people. All sorts. I want those diamonds back. I will pay a reward. I will ask no questions.
Well, that's always easier said than done.
If someone stole the imitations, you should have been warned by that, Tour.
But I was sure no one knew that I still had the real diamonds. You must help me find them, Monsieur Valentine.
I'll certainly try.
How can you even start to go about something like this, Mr. Valentine? It is impossible.
No, not impossible, Mr. Iglescu. It's mostly a matter of baiting the trap. Then you sit back and wait.
In just a moment, we'll return to tonight's adventure of George Valentine. Friends, if a sluggish, choked-up motor makes your driving a constant chore rather than a pleasure, now is the time to shift to the gas with all 8 Chevron Supreme. Balance blended for peak performance under all driving conditions, Chevron Supreme gasoline gives you not 1, not 2, but all 8 high-performance qualities. Fast warm-up, quick starting, vapor lock prevention, anti-knock, economy mileage, area blending, smooth acceleration, and full power. Your engine needs all 8 of these qualities to do its job right and make driving a pleasure for you. You'll notice the difference right away from your very first tankful of Chevron Supreme. Remember, any gasoline can be refined to stress one performance feature at the expense of others, but Chevron Supreme is designed and refined to give you all 8 high-performance qualities in correct balance. So for top all-round driving pleasure wherever you drive in the West, stop in soon and fill her up with Chevron Supreme gasoline at any standard station or independent Chevron gas station where they say and mean we take better care of your car. You go halfway across the world to Istanbul to try and recover a fortune in stolen diamonds. It's an unusual case because you're quite certain who the thief is. But how do you get him to give up the priceless loot? Well, if your name is George Valentine, you think the only chance is to set a trap with greed as the bait. So far, you've built only the first part of the trap. And even as sharp a gal as Brooksie can't quite figure out what the trap is supposed to be.
I'll meet you back at Paris as soon as I can make it, Angel.
Well, you'd better. Paris is no place for a single girl.
Not even with a charming guide like Monsieur Leblanc?
Especially not with a charming guide like Monsieur Leblanc.
Oh.
George, I still haven't the faintest notion of what you're trying to do here. I thought we weren't supposed to be seen together, and now you're right here in the open with me.
Now it's important that I be seen talking with you. It'd be very helpful if I were seen.
Okay. Maybe I'll find out what this is all about some other time.
Oh, Brooksie, you did a fine job. But if its purpose is a little vague, remember I'm fumbling around in the dark myself.
Yeah, I know, darling.
The only thing I have been able to accomplish, I hope, is to put the first shadow of a doubt into Iglescu's mind. If the real diamonds were stolen last night, he's going to wonder what he stole last week.
$30,000.
That's right, Mr. Iglescu. And you're getting the bargain of the century.
Now, of course, you know I can tell all of this to Mr. Tour. And the least that will happen to you then is that you will lose your job here.
You're not going to tour, are you? You see, it's an economically sound proposition. If I sell you these diamonds, you can have them and the money you'll get from Mr. Tour on that note of his.
No, but that girl, the American showgirl, you didn't have to pay anything to her.
Oh, no. No, she was very grateful that I let her get on that plane to Paris without calling the police. Yeah, I told her I even did that because she was a fellow American.
Oh, very decent of you.
I'm afraid Miss Brooks is not a professional criminal. She just succumbed to temptation that once. It was quite a hunch I had that she was our mysterious Miss Raffles.
Now, how do I know that you have the diamonds?
You'll have to take my word for it.
Not good enough.
All right. Here.
No, I did not mean to doubt you.
Uh-huh. Look, I'd probably get a reward from Tour, but it wouldn't be anywhere near $30,000. So I gain, and it's a good deal for you. $30,000 in American dollars. Is it a deal?
I will get the money. I will meet you at 6 near the Mosque Kari, that is the mosque with a large silver dome.
So you really think you have him, as you say, on the hook, Monsieur Valentine?
At least there's a chance, Mr. Tour. Have you checked all the banks here in Istanbul?
There are only a few large ones. I have friends in most of them.
And no Iglescu account in them, huh?
No.
And certainly no $30,000 transactions of any sort today?
No.
Good, fine.
What? I do not understand.
I think Mr. Iglescu needs one final bit of convincing that what I have here are the real Romany diamonds. And I have an idea he's going to try and convince himself. I would gladly change places with you, brother. Way up there on that minaret. Safe. What this place needs is more electric lights. Of course, Iglescu could have chosen a meeting place in Galata, Para. Or he could have... What the... Hey, you! Oh, you're not going to run away leaving a knife there, are you? Take another throw at me, Fez boy.
No.
It's a handy word to know, but it's not going to help you. Hey, stop you! Oh, that's great. You sure don't want to chase him. Run back to the man who hired you, Fez boy.
Metropole? Hotel Metropole. Me understand, no worry.
Okay, I won't worry. Just get this cab there quick.
You American, mister? Okay, kid. Yankee Doodle. Okay, kid, huh?
Sure, fine.
Me name Pukovitsky.
Yeah.
Puko, Italian. Vits, Russian. Ski, Polish. Which all makes me Greek boy. Okay, kid?
Yeah, Ginger Peachy. Hey, what? Now what?
Don't know. Maybe engine go free. Me look.
Okay, but make it snappy, will you?
You help, Yankee boy. You.
Hey, cut it out, you.
Me knock your head.
You'll need more than that.
Okay, kid.
More than a monkey wrench.
Yankee Doodle.
Get it. Oh, what do you know? Who would think Iglescu would plan a double chance to knock me off? You failed to keep your appointment at the Mascari, Mr. Iglescu.
A very bad failing of mine, yes.
But a couple of your friends sort of pinch hit for you, didn't they?
And I do not know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Anyway, you should know that you can't get anything without paying for it.
You cannot blame me for trying to save myself some money.
Oh, it's done every day in the best of circles. I just came by to tell you that you've missed your chance, Buster. The deal for the diamonds is off. For good.
Oh, now let us not be too hasty, Valentine.
No, I'm not hasty at all. I'm just being prudent. I don't like the way you play. So I'm going to turn the diamonds over to Tor and settle for the reward.
You cannot do that.
You want to bet?
I'll pay you the money. No tricks.
Too late.
35,000.
Not interested.
You're being a fool.
A very bad feeling of mine.
All right. You can come with me while I get the money. There will be no more tricks.
I value my life too much, friend. Besides, I already told Mr. Tor I'd be up to his suite in an hour. That I had a wonderful surprise.
Now, listen, Mr.
But
Valentine.
you're welcome to be there for the finale.
But where did you get these, Monsieur Valentine? How did you get them back so quickly?
Remember the agreement, Mr. Tor. No questions. Let's just say I was very lucky.
I would look at those diamonds very carefully, too. I will certainly demand to know they are the real ones before I give you back that note for $250,000.
Oh, they are the real ones.
Oh, make sure by all means, Mr. Tor. After all, you yourself said there are some phony ones somewhere in Istanbul. The ones that were stolen a week ago.
Yes, I know.
I am not an expert. I do not know the fine points of the stones. But I am not a fool.
Well, I am almost sure. But, of course, I have an eyeglass in the other room.
Why don't you get it?
Yeah, let's get it by all means. These diamonds are safe here, and I wouldn't want any sort of reward for something I don't deserve.
Anything you say, Monsieur Valentine. We will be right back, Iglescu.
You cannot blame me, of course, for wanting to be sure.
Of course not.
Okay, that was fine, Tor, fine. Did you see him snap for the bait?
Do you think it might possibly work?
Well, he gave it a funny elaborate build-up. You should have heard him actually beg me to take his money for the diamonds.
Here. I have the eyeglass.
You better give him enough time. Not too long, not too short. Just the right amount of time.
You say when we should go in.
Yeah, okay.
Do you hear anything in there?
No. Okay, I think that's it.
Yes, Monsieur Valentine.
Easy, Mr. Tiller. Easy.
Yes, easy.
Did you get it, too?
Yes, here it is.
The big moment is at hand, huh?
For both of us, eh, Iglescu?
That is right.
Let me see now. Here, this first one. Well, it is good, all right.
Fine.
Oh, you'd better make very certain, too.
These others. Yes, all of them are the real Romany diamonds. No question at all.
Well, as I said before, I shall have to have other expert opinion with all due respect to your knowledge. You won't mind that, will you, too?
No, I will not mind at all.
And if I were you, I'd take that smug smirk off your face, Iglescu.
What?
It happens that he's right and you're wrong.
What?
Even though you think that the diamonds you switched on us make those on the table phony and the ones somewhere in your pockets are the good ones.
I do not know what you're talking
Maybe
about.
I can show you.
No, let go. Take your hands off me. What are you doing?
Just building up to something that'll make you kick yourself all over the place, friend.
You stop that?
No, you're struggling, Iglescu. Monsieur Valentine is a very determined young man.
Yeah, here we are.
Oh, well, those are I mean...
These are the phony diamonds I was carrying. The ones you just took off the table when you put the good ones back on it.
Oh, no. No!
The ones I stole from Mr. Tour with his complete cooperation.
You are lying.
Oh, but he is not. He is telling nothing but the truth.
After all, since you had the real Romany diamonds all the time, we had to get them back somehow. And, Buster, you obliged us. Sort of cheating cheaters. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're not going to get away with it. This is not the end.
You're so right, Rollo. I owe you something for all the cute tricks you tried to teach that Fez boy in the cabbie. And here it is.
Oh, splendid. Magnifique.
And now I have something else I must attend to. In Paris. That guy LeBlanc is too darn good looking. And maybe Paris in the spring is not overrated.
Check these advantages of buying with a Chevron National Credit Card. For tax and budget purposes, your receipt is an accurate, permanent record of your gas, oil, and other purchases, and it's not necessary to carry cash. A Chevron National Credit Card is honored in the West by standard stations and independent Chevron gas stations, and by leading oil companies elsewhere in the United States and Canada. You'll enjoy new ease and convenience with a Chevron National Credit Card, your key to finer products and better service at standard stations and independent Chevron gas stations, where they say and mean we take better care of your car.
You know, darling, it's all true, all the things they say about Paris.
I never saw you quite as radiant as you are now, Angel.
There's love in the air. You can actually feel it.
Your eyes are shining, ma blonde de Barricade.
And I can thank Monsieur Leblanc for it. He's simply marvelous.
Oh, he is.
He knows so much about love and marriage and all the wonderful things it can mean. Oh, we had so many talks together.
You did?
He's so young. But do you know that he's been married for over 10 years?
Well, you don't say.
He has 6 children, and there's another one on the way. He says children make any marriage happy.
Well, what do you know?
He wants me to write to him and tell him just how the two of us are coming along. He says he can give me all sorts of good advice.
Good. Let's call him.
Why, darling.
Yeah. Ask him if there's a good French restaurant in town.
Tonight's transcribed adventure of George Valentine has been brought to you by Standard Oil Company of California on behalf of independent Chevron gas stations and standard stations throughout the West. Robert Bailey is starred as George with Virginia Gregg as Brooksie. Let George Do It was written by David Victor and Jackson Gillis and directed by Kenneth Webb. Robert Boone was heard as LeBlanc, Byron Kane as Tour, Larry Dobkin as Iglescu, and Benny Rubin as the cabbie. The music was composed and presented by Eddie Dunstetter. Your announcer, John Heaston. Listen again next week, same time, same station, to Let George Do It. Last year, more men than women died of cancer. There is no one, man or woman, young or old, who can be sure he won't develop this terrible disease. It strikes 1 in 5 of us. Strike back at it. Join the cancer crusade of the American Cancer Society. Give generously. Mail your contribution today to Cancer, care of Postmaster. Let George Do It is heard overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. This is the Mutual Don Lee Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, the interesting Valentine Brooksie dynamic continues. As George is not quite ready for commitment, but doesn't want anyone else to get Brooksie's affections either. So, yeah. As for the episode itself, I like this one. This was just a great change of pace. Of course, you had to acquire a bit of a sense of suspension of disbelief about George being called in on this job. Even though Bob Bailey in a few years would start playing Johnny Dollar, George Valentine wasn't Johnny Dollar, so it's hard to imagine why he'd be called into this big South American, or not South American, but international case. But once you get past that, it's a great episode, and just a great job setting up this sting. This was just a great example of a battle of wits with the criminal, just absolutely well done. Well, we turn now to listener comments and feedback. And Roger says, Adam, you are a star. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you listening and your kind comments. That'll actually do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with Sherlock Holmes, and join us back here next Wednesday for Let George Do It. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for all your support. Now it's time to get into today's episode, The Burmese Goddess.
From New York City, the makers of Clipper Craft Clothes for Men and more than 1,200 leading retail stores from coast to coast present that immortal character created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes, starring John Stanley. This week's story, The Case of the Burmese Goddess.
Yes, Watson. This little jade goddess is an ancient relic of Burma, and its legend is as evil as its appearance.
Indeed? What is its legend, Holmes?
It's said that he who possesses this tiny goddess dies. But first he's forewarned by a strange death song, somewhat like the reedy melody used by snake charmers to...
Good Lord, Holmes! Listen!
We're at the door of Dr. John Watson's study, and we're about to hear another of his adventures with the fabulous Sherlock Holmes.
Well, good evening, Mr. Harris.
Good evening, Dr. Watson. I presume you have one of your memoirs ready for us tonight?
Indeed I have. And this one, Mr. Harris, although taking place in our familiar haunts of London, had sinister and mysterious overtones from the Far East, which to a lesser man than Holmes might have defied analysis.
Well, what do you call this memoir, Dr. Watson?
Holmes and I always refer to it as the case of the Burmese goddess. And Mr. Harris, after our audience is properly informed about the merits of Clippercraft clothes, I shall proceed with the facts of this very unusual story.
One of the best investments you can make is a really fine suit of clothes. That's an investment that will help you socially, in business, and give you all-round lift. And you don't have to spend a fortune, because a Clippercraft suit of finest material, designed and beautifully finished by master tailors, now costs you only $45. That's right, only $45. But don't let that moderate price fool you. Every Clippercraft suit looks like it costs many, many dollars more. Here's the reason you get so much more in style, workmanship, and value in Clippercraft clothes. More than 1,200 independent local merchants have pooled their tremendous buying power to give you the amazing Clippercraft values. But remember this, aside from the money you save, a new Clippercraft suit will really do things for you. Put one on and see how it really hugs your neck, how it broadens your shoulders, slims your hips, gives you that keen, well-built look. So buy a nationally famous Clippercraft suit. See what really fine tailoring can do for you. And now, Dr. Watson, what about the case of the Burmese goddess?
If my memory does not fail me, Mr. Harris, it took place in the summer of 1911. This was a time when England had consolidated her empire, and many of Britain roamed the far eastern domains in search of its ancient treasure. Among these was Sir John Brandywine, recently returned from Burma with a collection of priceless relics. He hadn't been in London an hour, however, when he received a strange visitor.
Sir John, my name is Daku. I have come a long way, indeed from my native land of Burma, for this interview.
Yes, and what is it you want, sir?
Some months ago, a sacred Burmese temple near Sitang was desecrated by vandals, robbed of its sacred relics. Among these was the jade goddess of Ema, the serpent goddess. Originally, there were two goddesses, the sisters of Ema, but one of them vanished centuries ago.
Yes, quite. And I have the only remaining goddess in my collection now.
Yes, Sir John. And I have come to purchase it from you and restore it to the temple.
I'm sorry, Daku, but the goddess of Amar is not for sale.
I am prepared to offer you a handsome sum, enough to keep you in luxury for the rest of your life.
I have no need of money, sir. And I repeat, the goddess of Amar is not for sale at any price.
I see. Sir John, no doubt you are aware of the old Burmese legend that he who possesses the goddess died, that he is first warned by the song of the serpent, and then...
Yes, I know the story. Pure nonsense and poppycock, of course. Doesn't frighten me.
In that case, there is nothing more I can say or do at the moment. Good night, Sir John.
Sir John Brandywine.
Yes?
My name is Bailey, Reginald Bailey. I am an art collector specializing in Oriental objects of art.
Well, Mr. Bailey?
A client of mine saw the goddess of Amar when you exhibited it briefly in Paris on your way to England here. He has commissioned me to purchase it for him.
My dear sir, you're the second prospective purchaser I've seen this evening. And I'll repeat to you what I said to the first. The goddess is not for sale.
My client is willing to pay £10,000, a generous offer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bailey.
Sir John, I'm afraid you're being stubborn. I've been a collector long enough to know that there is no such thing as a priceless item. Everything has its price, and if it is a question of money...
For the last time, sir, I shall try to make myself clear. I will not sell the idol at any price. And now, Mr. Bailey, good night. What's that devilish noise outside my window? No, it can't be. That confounded Burmese legend. It's absurd. Soon find out what this is all about. Who's down there in my garden? Good for you, speak up, or I'll... No. No!
So you think Sir John Brandywine was murdered because he possessed the serpent goddess of Amar, Holmes?
Obviously, Watson. His demise followed the legend to the letter. After he was lured to the window, he was struck by a blowgun missile soaked in deadly reptile venom, and he died almost instantly.
Oh, Joe. Now, all this makes it hard for a chap to believe he's living in the 20th century.
Yes, true, Watson, but Sir John's room was rifled in highly modern fashion. Fortunately, however, he had the foresight to lock the goddess and the remainder of his collection in a vault immediately after he arrived in London.
I wonder what became of the other goddess, Holmes, the one that vanished centuries ago.
I believe I can give you the answer to that, Watson.
You can? Who has it, Holmes?
I have.
What?
Yes, Watson. Oh, forgive me if it's one of the very few secrets I've kept from you these many years. Up to now, I saw no reason to mention it to anyone. You remember the adventure of the Rangoon Ruby?
Yes, indeed I do. That was some 10 years ago.
Yes. At the culmination of that affair, the Burmese potentate involved was very grateful for some slight service I'd rendered him, and he gave me the goddess. It seems that it had secretly been kept by his family for many generations.
But, Holmes, where is the goddess now?
Safely under lock and key in my tin box at Barclay's Bank. But the only other goddess of Amar in existence, that possessed by Sir John Brandywine, will soon see the light of day.
Eh? What do you mean?
Oh, I take it you haven't read the Morning Telegraph, Watson. It seems that Sir John's widow is auctioning off her deceased husband's entire Burmese collection tomorrow morning at Brandywine House on Berkeley Square.
Jove! Then in view of Sir John's strange death, it might be interesting to see who bids for the goddess of Amar.
Quite, Watson. And that is precisely why we shall attend the auction tomorrow morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The next relic from the late Sir John Brandywine's famous Burmese collection is this tiny jade goddess, the famous serpent goddess of Amar, a rare collector's item indeed. I see a hand raised. Your name, sir?
Monsieur Pierre Levy.
And your bid, sir?
£50.
Holmes, that thin-faced Frenchman is doing the bidding?
Quite. He's the only one. The others are obviously afraid of the legend. Watson, note the condition of the fellow's hair and hands.
What about them?
Interesting. Very.
Very well, I have £50. £50 once.
£100.
£100. I am bid £100.
£200.
300.
4.
5.
Holmes, what are you trying to do?
Buy the goddess, Watson. Outbid this fellow Labille for reasons of my own.
Coming into her own. £500. Will someone offer 6?
6.
7.
£700. Will the gentleman in the rear row give me 8?
£800.
£1,000.
£1,000. 1,000 I have bid.
Holmes, the other chap stopped bidding. He's leaving the auction.
Yes, he is indeed, Watson. But we have a new and late arrival. Note the high-born Burmese gentleman hurrying through the door.
I have the 1,000 once, 1,000 twice. Sold for £1,000.
Mr. Auctioneer, wait. My name is Adaku, and I wish to bid.
I'm sorry, sir, but the goddess of Amar has already been sold to the tall gentleman in the front row.
Someone's at the door, Watson.
Yes, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
I am Sherlock Holmes. This is my colleague, Dr. Watson.
My name is Reginald Bailey. I'm an art collector, Mr. Holmes, and a client of mine is interested in the goddess of Amar you purchased at the auction this morning.
Well?
My representative, Monsieur Laville, foolishly allowed you to outbid him, thinking the price was too high. Well, I am interested in buying it now and am prepared to offer you a generous price.
How generous?
£10,000.
10,000? Holmes, that's 10 times what you paid for.
Yes, quite, Watson. But the goddess of Amar is not for sale.
Mr. Holmes, you don't realize what you're saying.
On the contrary, I know perfectly well what I'm saying. I repeat, the goddess is not for sale at any price. Now, Mr. Bailey, I bid you good night.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. I can only say you'll regret your action. Good night.
Well, dash it, Holmes, you must be mad, turning down an offer like that.
Not at all, Watson. You recall the French gentleman who bid against me at the auction? You remember I referred to the condition of his hair and hands?
Yes.
The skin on the fellow's hands was desiccated, and he'd lost his fingernails. Moreover, on certain areas of his head, he'd suffered a complete loss of hair.
Dash it, Holmes, what's all this got to do with the Burmese goddess?
It means, my dear fellow, that the jade figure I purchased is worth a fortune. It means that not one, but two mysterious parties want the goddess and will stop at nothing to get it. If I'm not mistaken, there may be a desperate attempt to kidnap the goddess tonight.
You choose your family doctor, lawyer, and banker because you have confidence in them. It's just as smart to choose the place where you buy your clothes for the same reason. Right now in your own city, a friendly, respected, independent merchant sells Clippercraft clothes. He believes and acts on the belief that you will appreciate the genuine savings he passes on to you. He doesn't sell dubious merchandise. His business is built foursquare on a firm foundation. Fine tailoring, outstanding style, value, and quality. Exceptional quality is guaranteed by the Clippercraft label in every suit and topcoat. That respected trademark derived from the staunch Clipper ships that established honest New England quality everywhere in the world. Yes, you can trust Clippercraft clothes and the men who sell them. That's why men who know insist on Clippercraft clothes bearing the Clippercraft label. So be sure to visit the Clippercraft store in your city.
These leading stores in the metropolitan area are proud to add their names to Clippercraft in your suits and topcoats. In Manhattan, John Wanamaker Men's Stores, Broadway at 8th and 67 Liberty Street, Saks 34th, Broadway at 34th. In Brooklyn, Abram and Strauss. In Newark, New Jersey, Boulevard Men's Shop, Kresge, Newark. And in Jamaica, the B&B Clothes Shop, 16408 Jamaica Avenue.
And now, Dr. Watson, you were relating to us the case of the Burmese goddess.
So I was, Mr. Harris. Holmes did not explain his observations any further, and I did not press him. That night at Baker Street, I fell into a troubled and uneasy slumber, and my last recollection was of Holmes sitting in his easy chair, smoking his pipe, and facing the window. He seemed to be waiting for something, expecting something. And then...
Watson. Watson, wake up.
Holmes, what the deuce is the...
Listen.
Good Lord, Holmes, the warning song. The warning of death. That infernal legend, Holmes.
Wait. We have a visitor in the yard.
Well, confound it, let's go to the window.
No, stay away from the window, Watson.
Eh?
To approach and open it means certain death. We shall wait here in the dark and elude the trap they've set.
Who are they?
Obvious, Watson. They...
2 shots from outside our window.
Yes, something's happened which I did not foresee. Watson, take your revolver and follow me down to the yard, quickly.
Holmes, there's a body of a man here in the yard. He's been shot.
Yes. And look, there's a man. He's just run out of the shrubbery.
Hello there! Stop! Stop or I'll shoot! Confound it, I missed him. He's right on the fence, Holmes. He's running down Baker Street.
Quick,
there.
after him.
The beggar was too fast for us, Holmes. He got away.
Yes, quite. But he's left us a souvenir in this corpse here. Right, let us examine the body. Aha!
What is it?
Identification papers, Watson. And note, they prove that this dead man is Inspector Paul Dubois of the French Sûreté.
Eh? What's a French police inspector got to do with a Burmese goddess, Holmes?
Everything, my dear fellow, everything. Remember, my competitive bidder at the auction was also French. Yes, the pieces of this remarkable puzzle are beginning to assemble themselves into a clear and precise pattern. And... one moment, Watson.
Yes?
Observe this slip of paper on the dead man's body. It seems to be a torn piece of rather expensive stationery.
What of it?
On it are written the words Room 322 in red ink.
Well, Holmes, what does it mean?
It means that very soon, Watson, I shall have the answer to this whole riddle. Suppose you find the nearest constable and inform him of this affair. For the moment, I shall return to our flat upstairs.
Will be here presently. Good Lord, the place is a shambles.
Yes, Watson, our flat was quickly rifled by someone lurking on the premises.
And the idol, it's gone, it's stolen.
Quite. From now on, we must move with all possible speed.
What do we do first, Holmes?
First, we must make a telephone call to the prefect of police in Paris.
And after that?
Find room 322. And there we may discover the goddess.
Yes, but how are we going to do that, Holmes?
Obvious. The room number Inspector Dubois wrote down means that this is a hotel rendezvous. And from the expensive quality of the stationery, we may deduce that Dubois wrote down this number in some first-class hotel.
But Holmes, London is full of first-class hotels.
Yes, true, Watson, true. But here is the salient fact. The room number was scrawled in red ink, a highly unusual procedure. It can only mean that this particular hotel ran out of blue ink.
In other words, if we can find a first-class hotel using red ink...
Yes, quite, Watson, quite. But come, we are wasting too much time in talk. We must resolve this affair quickly before the night's over, or it'll be too late.
Hello? Laville, this is Bailey. I'm down in the hotel lobby.
Ah, oui.
Did you get that goddess out of the Holmes flat?
Oui, well, he ran after you, Monsieur Bailey. I took it from his apartment. It is here on the table now. I have already broken the goddess from the lead base.
Be careful what you do, Laville.
Have no fear in these matters, monsieur. Am I not an expert?
Yes, but these Burmese devils are after that goddess too, Laville. They were outside Holmes' flat when I got rid of Inspector Dubois. I'll be right up and then we'll get out.
Oui, Monsieur Bailey. As for these Burmese natives, they do not know where we are. Monsieur Bailey.
What is it? What's the matter?
They are here. They've come for the goddess.
What?
The song, the death song. It is outside my window.
Laville, hide the lead base, you hear? Let them have the goddess. That's all they want.
Monsieur Bailey, there's someone at the window. On the fire escaping. No! Ah!
Laville! Laville! So, they got it. The Burmese devils, they got it. They took the goddess, but the base, yes, it's still here on the table. The Orient fools didn't know. They left me a fortune. Now to get out. Canada, perhaps, Australia.
Or Newgate Prison, Mr. Bailey.
Holmes! Dr. Watson!
No, Bailey. Don't reach for that gun. As you see, I have my service revolver aimed straight at your head. I should not hesitate to use it at the slightest provocation.
Note, Watson, the dead man on the floor is Monsieur Laville, my competitor at the auction. And he suffered the same fate as Sir John Brandywine, the Burmese revenge.
Oh, yes. They've taken the goddess home.
Yes, and good riddance. Let them take it back to the sacred temple whence it was stolen. Our concern is with Mr. Bailey here.
How did you find me here?
A matter of routine investigation, my dear fellow. I shan't bore you with the details. And I wouldn't clutch that lead base so tightly if I were you. I believe you'll find it worthless.
What do you mean?
I mean that it's merely a solid block of lead. You see, my dear fellow, you purloined the wrong goddess.
What? Holmes, you mean you switched the figures? You took the goddess that you owned from the tin box at Barclays Bank and placed it in our flat?
Precisely, Watson. And the goddess I purchased at the auction now rests quite safely in the custody of Inspector Lestrade at Scotland Yard.
You cheated me. You cheated me out of a fortune.
Quite.
What's all this about? What fortune?
Fortune in radium, Watson.
Radium?
Exactly. A grain of radium stolen from the Curie laboratories in Paris, hidden in the base of the goddess of Aymar, and thus smuggled into England.
Well, Holmes, now that we've delivered the smuggler Bailey to the authorities, would you mind telling me the course of your deduction? I must confess I'm confused.
Are you, Watson? Well, the whole affair is really quite obvious. The Burmese motive to recover the goddess was simple enough, a sacred and religious quest. But it was at the auction, after observing Laville, that a new element entered.
But how? How did you know?
The condition of the man's hands and hair. Loss of fingernails, desiccated appearance of skin, loss of patches of hair, symptomatic of work with radium. The fact that he was a Frenchman further heightened my suspicions.
Yes, but Holmes, I still don't see how...
Laville, as I learned from the Paris prefect of police, was a worker in the Curie laboratory. He entered a conspiracy with this international thief Bailey to steal a grain of radium. The next problem was to smuggle it out of the country.
And so they concealed it in the Goddess of Amar, while Sir John Brandywine displayed his collection in Paris, eh?
Exactly. The lead base, of course, was a perfect carrier in which to hide the loot and get it past the customs and out of the country. They had planned to purchase the goddess from Sir John and then recover the radium. Their plans, however, went awry. Meanwhile, Inspector Dubois was hot on their trail, and they got rid of him.
And that, Holmes, closes this adventure.
Not quite, Watson. We are living in a new and dynamic age. I am a criminologist, not a seer, and yet I know that these radioactive substances hold the key to the future. And I cannot help but wonder if men will use them for good or evil.
Well, Dr. Watson, that was quite an adventure, sir.
Yes, indeed it was, Mr. Harris. It is, in fact, one of my favorite memoirs, and significant in the light of what is being done with radioactive substances today.
And now, Dr. Watson, what adventure will you have for us next week?
Next week, Mr. Harris, I shall relate to you the adventure of the golden pince-nez. It concerns an untidy rug, a box of Egyptian cigarettes, and a stab in the dark.
The makers of Clipper Craft clothes and more than 1,200 stores from coast to coast have brought you another in the new series of broadcasts featuring the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes. Our stories are based upon the character Sherlock Holmes, created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and the program is produced and directed by Basil Loughrane. Sherlock Holmes is played by John Stanley, Dr. Watson by George Spelman. This week's story was written by Max Ehrlich with special music by Albert Berman. If you don't know your Clipper Craft dealer, write Clipper Craft, 200 Fifth Avenue, New York City. Be sure to listen next week to Sherlock Holmes in The Adventure of the Golden Pince-Nez. This is Cy Harris speaking for Clipper Craft Clothes, Mutual Broadcasting System.
The most comfortable shoe sole in the world.
The Neolite sole.
Light.
It's light as leather.
Smart.
It's smart as leather.
And wear.
It outwears leather 2 to 1.
For men, women, children.
Get the Neolite sole.
Step on it.
This is WOR, New York, serving the largest single-station audience in America.
Welcome back. Well, one of the better recent episodes, particularly in regards to having an actual mystery at the core of the plot. Also, was definitely something that would strike a chord in 1949 as we're dealing with the dawn of the atomic age. I do have to offer a programming note. Contrary to the commercial, you're going to hear a different show than the one that was advertised. Because I've kind of moved things around a little bit to make sure that we can play the Blue Carbuncle on the Thursday before Christmas. So next Thursday, you'll be hearing the Blue Carbuncle. And then there was a 3-part series that we skipped over that we will play, and then we'll get to the episode that would come next week. So a lot to look forward, some pretty fun episodes ahead. We did receive a tweet. David Gallagher shared on Twitter, listening to Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the East End Strangler. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate folks promoting the program, even in their Twitter statuses. Well, that will actually do it for today. I will be back tomorrow with yours truly, Johnny Dollar. And join us back here on Thursday for Sherlock Holmes. And, of course, coming next Tuesday, it's a great show I'm sure you won't want to miss. Replacing Call the Police we have a life in your hands. Well, I do want to let you know we have another video theater episode coming up. This one is the first episode of a 1957-58 syndicated TV series called Decoy, and it was the first television show with a television police show with a female lead. I think you'll enjoy it. I will say that it is definitely in the PG range, so parental guidance strongly suggested. Oh, it's pretty good 1957-58 show. Well, today's program is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. Now it's time that we got into today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, the Sulfur and Brimstone matter.
For your listening enjoyment, John Lund as Johnny Dollar.
Philip Martin, Johnny. What do you know about hydroelectric power dams?
Not a thing, should I?
The Travers Construction Company is building one at Sierra de Avare. That's a couple of 100 miles west of Caracas, Venezuela. Thought you might like to run down there and take a look at it.
Well, that's very thoughtful of you, but no thanks.
There's a time penalty clause in their contract, Johnny, and we put up the completion bond. Now, if the dam isn't finished by a week from Friday, it starts costing us $5,000 a day until it is.
You sound worried.
We got a radiogram from Asa Travers yesterday claiming that attempts are being made to prevent the completion of the dam on schedule. Last night, Travers got himself involved in a premature dynamite explosion.
Did it kill him?
No, that was accomplished by two .38 caliber slugs they found in him afterwards.
I wonder if coffee's any cheaper in Venezuela. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Eastern Indemnity Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Sulfur and Brimstone matter. Expense account item 1, $273.50. Airfare and incidentals between Hartford and Caracas, Venezuela. I was met at the Macatilla airport by the deceased Travers' partner, Senor Getulio Matarsa, who wasted little time on the amenities. 10 minutes later, we were aboard a twin-engine Cessna with Matarsa at the controls, flying west toward the Sierra de Avare Dam.
As to who may have killed Senor Travers, or why, I can tell you nothing. It is possible Capitan Borros of the Federal Police will have more information for us when we arrive.
Why federal authorities on a homicide matter?
The Sierra de Avare Dam is being partially financed by governmental funds. Naturally, the federal authorities are interested.
Mm-hmm. What's your opinion about Asa Travers' report that somebody's trying to sabotage the dam?
While it is true we have had some breakdown of equipment, some vital materials lost or stolen, I do not believe anyone is attempting to delay construction by physical means.
What do you believe?
In many police organizations, Senor Dollar, even in yours, in the United States, there will always be a small percentage of dishonest men.
You talking about Captain Borros?
On a project such as the Sierra de Avare Dam, too diligent police investigations could cause disastrous work stoppages. Vital delays which could carry us far beyond the contract deadline.
And at $5,000 a day, that could turn out to be pretty rough. Did either you or Travers try to prove this little theory of yours?
We will be at the dam shortly, Senor Dollar, and your investigation can begin. It would not perhaps be wise of me to attempt to give you any preconceived ideas.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you tried so hard. Some 20 minutes later, Matarsa put the plane down on a bare earth field in the midst of a jumble of giant steam shovels, earth movers, and bulldozers. Overlooking it all was the great bulk of the Sierra de Avare Dam. Matarsa made some excuse about having to check on a turbine installation, so I made my way alone to the shack which was construction headquarters of the project.
Oh,
sorry.
Excúseme, señor.
My fault.
No hay de qué. Hasta luego, señor.
Yeah? My name is Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator. I'm looking for Captain Boros.
Insurance investigator. That's all we need out here now. Who's paying you off, Boris or Matarsa?
Maybe we better start over again. My name is Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator. Who are you?
Bill Anthony. I'm straw boss of this outfit. And let's get one thing straight right now. I'm here to build this dam, and it's going to get built in spite of you or Boris or Matarsa or anyone else.
Very admirable. Now, where's Captain Boros?
Last I heard, he was going over to Travers' house.
And where's that?
Near the town of Puerto Cáceres, some 10 miles north of here.
Uh-huh.
They got some jeeps parked down on the other side of the hill. Told one of the boys I said he should drive you out there.
You're mighty accommodating all of a sudden.
We'll get you out of my hair for a while.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, by the way, who's the girl I bumped into on my way in?
Philomena Travers.
Aza's daughter?
His widow. Why?
You must have been discussing some pretty important business.
What makes you think so?
Neither one of you remembered to wipe the lipstick off your chin. There were a few questions I wanted to put to Matarsa regarding Bill Anthony and Asa Travers' comely young widow, Philomena, but I didn't see him around. So I made my way to the motor pool and got myself transportation and a guide to take me to Asa Travers' home.
It is true, then, that the Senor Norteamericano has come here on the sad matter of Senor Travers' death?
Well, the word's gotten around pretty fast, hasn't it, Pedro?
Well, when one has lived in the Sierra Roja as long as has Pedro de la Cuesta, anything strange or different becomes quickly known.
Well, then maybe Pedro de la Cuesta knows something about why Senor Travers was killed.
I know only that when men make an evil thing, Senor, it will bring evil.
You're talking about the building of the dam?
Si, senor.
Why should that be an evil thing?
It is not right for men to change the things which are natural to the earth, senor. To force the flowing waters of a river backward upon themselves. This is not a good thing, senor.
You talk like a plantation owner, Pedro.
No, senor. My father was but a poor farmer who worked hard that I might go to the school of the workers here. But Pedro knows it is not a good thing what is being done here today. The evil that man creates will destroy him as it has already done to Senor Travers. And there will be more it will destroy, senor. Many, many more.
Now that's a happy thought. Asa Travers' house was a neat white stucco bungalow, half hidden by a mass of flowering bougainvillea. I left Pedro de la Cuesta with his gloomy thoughts while I went up to see if anyone was around. It soon became evident that somebody was. The shots came from a low barn-like building at the rear of the property, and I wasted no time getting over there to see if Pedro's prophecy had already been fulfilled.
Buenas tardes, senor. So we meet again, eh?
Yeah.
But you look so startled, senor. Almost as though you had expected to find a body in here.
Well, I hadn't expected to find a shooting gallery, Senora Travers.
Asa had it built for my amusement. I have always found firearms fascinating ever since I was a little girl. And there is little else with which one may amuse oneself out here in this wilderness. I have become quite proficient at it. You see?
Not bad. What's the gun? 38 caliber on a 45 frame?
Si, senor. And you are thinking perhaps that it is the same caliber bullet which caused the death of Asa?
The thought had occurred to me, yeah.
Well, it is regrettable one must disappoint you, senor. Capitan Boros has already checked the gun.
I see. Where is the good captain?
Oh, he left perhaps 20 minutes ago.
We didn't pass him on the road.
Are you always so suspicious of other person's statements, Senor Dollar?
Let's say I'm curious.
And you find something to be curious about concerning me?
Oh, a number of things.
Oh?
Well, I haven't told you who I am or why I'm here, but you seem to know.
But of course, senor. Bill Anthony has called me on the telephone and so informed me.
And you don't seem particularly grief-stricken over the death of your husband.
I have a philosophy of life, senor. It is always to look forward, never back. It is only the future one may possibly control, never the past.
Sometimes the past has a nasty habit of affecting one's future.
Only if one has been guilty of some crime.
And you haven't?
Would you believe me if I said no?
Senor Dollar. Senor Dollar.
In here, Matarsa.
Senor. Senor, you must return with me to the dam at once.
Why? What's up?
It is that Capitan Borros. He has just ordered an immediate stoppage of all work on the dam. You see, Senor Dollar, already the work has come to a halt. Nothing is moving. The steam shovels, the concrete mixers, nothing.
Uh-huh. Where's Captain Boris?
In a construction shack with Bill Anthony.
Let's talk with him.
I tell you, Senor Dollar, there is only one answer for this action. Capitan Borros is looking for a payoff.
We'll talk to him.
I'm about ready to Well, it's about time you got here, Dollar. Maybe you can talk some sense into this bull-headed jackass who calls himself captain of police.
I have listened to enough of this kind of talk, Senor Anthony. I'm willing to talk sensibly and calmly with anyone. But violent words or actions will not sway me in the least.
Well, that makes sense, Captain. Can you do the same about this sudden clampdown order of yours?
Quite simply, Senor, I had no alternative. It was necessary to halt work upon the dam in order to prevent possible irreparable damage to the construction.
What kind of nonsense is that, Capitan?
It is a statement of fact, Senor Metarsa. I discovered this afternoon that Senor Anthony was about to dynamite a passageway for the new riverbed. He was employing an excessive amount of dynamite that would bring the hillside down upon the cut that has already been made.
You're lying in your teeth, Boris.
I am no engineer, Senor Anthony. But when the specifications call for 25 cases of dynamite, and I find 50 such cases are being employed, drastic action of some kind is certainly called for.
How about that, Anthony?
He's off his rocker, Dollar. I issued the specifications for the job. 25 cases were called for. And only 25 cases were taken out of the powder house.
Seems to be a little difference of opinion, Captain. Suppose we go down and take a look at those dynamite charges.
If you wish, Senor. But I can assure you, you will be able to learn nothing that will alter my decision. Until I get to the bottom... Dynamite!
The charges we set to blast the new riverbed. Somebody touched them off.
With our star, John Lund, we bring you the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our subsequent investigation showed that Bill Anthony's specifications for 25 cases of dynamite had cleared through the powder house just that way. And the explosive experts there said that only an amount greatly in excess of that could have caused the damage that had been done. And we discovered that the blast had been touched off by a crude homemade sparking contraption we found in the brush on one of the nearby hills. It was dark by the time we got back to the construction shack. Matarsa was waiting for us with a report on the results of the investigating he and Bill Anthony had done.
The original damage is not as great as we feared, senores.
Yeah? How's that, Matarsa?
While it is true the explosion buried the new cut, it is only for a relatively short distance. We can bypass it through a natural canyon on the other side of the hill. The work will be completed by Friday.
You are forgetting something, are you not, senor?
Your work stoppage order, Capitan Borros?
Mm-hmm.
No. I am flying to Caracas tonight. There are higher authorities there who can quite easily countermand your orders. I'm certain they will prevent you from interfering any longer in the construction of the Sierra de Abarre Dam. Buenas noches, senores.
Looks like he's calling your hand, Captain.
See. And I have no doubt he will succeed, senor. There are those in Caracas who, for a handful of silver, will sell practically anything, including their souls.
You know, Matarsa has the same idea about you.
He's not the first, nor will he be the last. A police official is always suspect. There are but few who realize that there are other considerations besides those of money.
How about naming me one, Captain?
8 men have died so far in the construction of this dam, senor. All of them during the so-called accidents which have occurred. What if I should tell you that my reason for holding construction until we get to the bottom of this consists solely of a desire to save more lives?
Well, I'd say it sounds reasonable. On a construction project like the Sierra de Avari Dam, there's not much to do at night except eat and sleep. In the mess hall, I was served up a beautiful thing called cazuela. I was seriously considering presenting my compliments to the chef when I was called to the phone in Bill Anthony's office.
I trust I did not interrupt anything too important, Senor Dollar, but I'm about to leave this dreary wilderness for the much more pleasant surroundings to be found in Caracas.
Getting tired of target practice?
Oh, I'm tired of many things, Senor. Tired and bored. So perhaps when you're finished with your business there, you would care to look me up in Caracas. I will be at the Gran Palacio.
That's not what you called me about.
Not everything, perhaps.
What's the rest of it?
Well, after you left, I happened to recall what my dear husband Asa once said to me concerning the dam and the accidents which had been occurring there.
What was it?
He said, strange how the works of the devil always carry the odor of sulfur and brimstone with them.
What else did he say?
It is all, Senor.
Pretty cryptic, isn't it?
It means nothing to you?
Should it?
Would it help any if I were to tell you that very close to where the dynamite explosion occurred this afternoon, there's an old abandoned sulfur mine?
It might. What do you know about an old sulfur mine somewhere around here, Pedro?
I know that there is one, senor, but it has not been worked. There has been no one near it for many years. It could be of no importance to anyone.
Suppose we find out.
There is evil in here, senor. Much evil. What is it this senor hopes to discover here?
I'm not sure, Pedro.
Senor?
Up ahead there. What's your guess?
Those wooden boxes? How would I know?
You've been working on a construction job, Pedro. Take a closer look.
It is the explosive, senor. The boxes of dynamite?
Yeah. Some empty, some full. Well, that answers one question.
What question, senor?
Where the excess dynamite came from that blew up half that mountain today. And take a look behind those stacked cases.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. Looks like we got more answers than we bargained for. When we got back to the camp, I rounded up Captain Boros. He agreed with me heartily in all respects.
Si, Senor Dollar. I would say your little trip to the sulfur mine has supplied us with several answers. Finding the dynamite, the body of Senor Bill Anthony.
Let's not forget the gun, Captain.
38 caliber. The same caliber that killed Senor Travers. The initials on the butt are GM. And when you consider that the sulfur mine is owned by Senor Getulio Metarsa...
Yeah. How soon are you leaving for Caracas?
Immediately. Perhaps you would like to return with me.
That's the second best offer I've had in Venezuela.
Oh? And the first, senor?
Well, I should find the answer to that at the Gran Palacio. An hour and a half later, I checked into the Gran Palacio. Valet service did a fairly good job of removing the clinging yellow sulfur dust from my clothes, while a hot shower did the same for my skin. But nothing could help the chemical reaction of the sulfur dust that had tarnished the silver coins in my pocket until they were almost black. When I asked for Senora Travers, I was told she would be at the Hippodromo Nacional. Expense account item 2, $3.50. Cab fare from the Gran Palacio to Caracas' sumptuous Hippodromo Nacional. Good evening, Senora.
Senor Dollar.
Surprised?
In a way. I was not expecting to see you here tonight. Do you always accept invitations so hurriedly?
Well, only under unusual circumstances.
Do you find this one unusual?
Well, let's say the widow's lack of grief over her husband's passing was rather marked.
You're not being very amusing.
Neither was your explanation about that sulfur mine. It's leading Captain Boros to Gatulio Matarsa just about now.
Gatulio? He's the one who... Oh, that is too bad.
Why?
He had promised to take care of my expenses during my stay here in Caracas.
Well, you'd better start looking for another philanthropist.
I do not suppose...
I don't think I could afford it.
Oh, how unfortunate. Well, in that case, I would not consider asking you to pay for my drink.
I'm still not too happy about that sulfur mine explanation.
There's nothing more I can tell you, senor.
Not even where you got that coin?
Coin?
The one you just threw on the bar. Tarnished. Almost black. In case you didn't know, that's what sulfur does to silver.
I see.
Well?
It was given to me day before yesterday, senor. It was the wish of the giver that I purchase a candle with it to burn for my husband.
Who gave it to you?
Pedro de la Cuesta.
It didn't take long to find Captain Boros or to make the return flight to Sierra de Ovalle. Locating Pedro de la Cuesta was another matter. When we finally made it, dawn was already hitting the hills. Unfortunately, it looked like we were a little too late.
Senor Dollar.
Yeah, I see him.
That box he has with him. Another sparking mechanism. The dynamite must be buried in the hill beside him.
Isn't the river on the other side?
It is. If he explodes that dynamite, the river will break into a new channel and sweep down upon the dam.
Hold it, Boris.
There is no other way, senor. Only a bullet can stop him now. He can explode the charge at any time before we reach him.
Let me take a crack at it.
Por favor, senor Doyle. Do not communicate, por favor.
It's no good, Pedro. What you're doing is no good.
It will destroy the evil, senor. It will prevent the good earth from being drowned by the wicked water.
For a while, maybe, but only for a while. No matter what you do here today, that dam will be built.
No, senor. It will be taken as an omen, as a sign from heaven. The evil thing will be left alone to drown in its own water, as they wish to drown my Maria.
You're Maria, Pedro? Who is she?
Mi esposa, senor. My wife. She who came with me to this land almost 40 years ago. Maria, who worked with me in the soil, who bore our children, who gave of herself for me, our family, for our land. Our grave lies there beyond those hills, senor, where the evil ones would release the water.
Is that why you want to destroy the dam, Pedro? Because of Maria's grave?
She belongs there, senor, in the good earth to which she gets so much of herself. And they wish to destroy her grave, senor. To drown it in those filthy waters so they can make money. To wash away the only thing that ever meant anything in my life. How could I allow that, senor? How?
Is that why you killed Senor Travers?
He would not listen. On my knees I begged him, but he would not listen. An evil man, senor.
And Senor Anthony?
He suspects me. Follow me to the sulfur mine. I had no choice, senor. And you have given me none now.
Put the box down, Pedro.
No, senor. It is unfortunate you must die with me.
Put it down.
It is too late, senor. Perhaps somewhere we will meet again. Ay, Pedro.
Senor Dollar, you're all right?
Yeah. Thanks, Boris. How come you missed him?
It was necessary that I miss. What if I'd hit the box and it caused contact? A most unhappy thought.
So was the one I had.
What was that, Senor Dollar?
The same thing could have happened just now when it hit the ground. Expense account item 3, $41.60. Hotel bill and incidentals in Caracas. Expense account item 4, $267. Airfare and incidentals from Caracas back to Hartford. Expense account total, $585.60. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Welcome back. Well, definitely a deranged character, the type you usually only see or hear about in old-time radio or classic television shows. Johnny nearly got himself killed trying to save the perpetrator here, but it all worked out for the best. Well, for everyone other than him. Well, we do have some listener comments and feedback. I'd mentioned and I mentioned this on Facebook as well, my first feeling when I heard 812, the case of the Sun Tower Mystery Mansion, that my first thought is that it reminded me a bit of Scooby-Doo, though I thought better of it later. Andrew says, I wonder if Hanna-Barbera listened to old-time radio. You know, I think that old-time radio definitely had an influence on the writers and creators of some of the classic television programs out there. And you can see that for years afterward. You know, and there are some... And whether it's in Hanna-Barbera cartoons, where, of course, Augie Doggie sounds a lot like Jimmy Durante, or you can look at the superhero comic Fantastic Four, and writer Stan Lee borrowed the phrase of William Bendix, "What a revolting development." I can even see it in some of the later programs. Steven Spielberg produced programs like the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, which had several homages to Golden Age entertainment, both a lot of motion picture, but even some radio. One that stands out to me, that I watched when I was a kid, was the character of Mindy in the Buttons and Mindy's cartoon, who continually asked why. To me, that seemed to be borrowed from Baby Snooks. Certainly, if you grew up during this period, you listened to radio. It influenced you, and it kind of shaped you. And I think that, in some ways, that's why there are silver ages. And in addition to that, I should add, some people who wrote for radio and performed on radio actually performed and wrote for television. Jackson Gillis, who writes Let George Do It, wrote a lot of the early Columbo shows. And Dawes Butler, who did the voice of Huckleberry Hound, voiced a similar sounding character on the radio show That's Rich. I think over time the influences from the Golden Age have diminished. And if we're picking up much from the Golden Age, it's probably third and fourth hand stuff. Finally, we have this comment from David, who says, I have a coworker who is in his 70s, and now we have something strangely in common. We both love Johnny Dollar. I love when old-time radio brings generations together. It's a great story. And, of course, we're only a few weeks away from the Johnny Dollar that most people associate with, Bob Bailey. I think we should be in about 15 weeks getting to that. But we have a busy week of programming coming up next week, so I'll recap it for you. Sunday, we have the first episode of Decoy. Tuesday, we'll be bringing you the premiere episode of A Life in Your Hands. And on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have Christmas episodes of Sherlock, Holmes, and Let George Do It. So we have a lot coming up next week. I hope you'll be with us. In the meanwhile, send your comments to box13 at greatdetectives.net. Become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/radiodetectives.
And follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.